regard to an injury.
Yeah, it's turns out that Malik Henry and Jalen Philpott will not game. I was just chatting with Jean Lefebvre, the director of communications for the Stampeders. It's purely precautionary right now, but when you go through all warm up and you get all warm and then go down in and get cold again and then come back, I imagine that's probably the decision behind this one. So no Malik Henry, no Jalen Philpott for the Stampeders.
Yeah, and I should tell you all during the course of camp, they have been sort of nursed in and out of drills. They do a lot of stuff, but then they take them off. You know what? I'm not in the slightest bit surprised. I'll be blunt with you. I wasn't sure how much they were going to play.
They weren't going to play much anyway.
Yeah, anyway,
so
today.
This was a nail in the coffin. Said we're not going to have them play this time.
No, they need them warmed up for, October 25th, not for May 25th, and that's the issue. So I will say this: both look like they're doing well from what I've seen, but they are, nursing them as they should. But I'll say this: Clark Barnes is looking in mid-season form. I think he's been fantastic. This is just me. At the time of his injury last year, which actually ironically was in BC, I think he was the leading candidate for the Rookie of the Year in the CFL. I'm not saying he would have won it, but at the time of his injury, that's how good I think he was. So anyway, we'll see if he can pick right up. It sure looks like it, but this is a game situation. Very different. Okay, coaches, what's going on?
Yeah, so one thing that we can't comment on is Brent Monson, our great defensive coordinator, been around here for a long, long time. He's now going to be on the sidelines. And so you have to have a defensive guy up in the stands, or up in the booth, I should say. Obviously, I think Dwayne Cameron, who is the defensive backfield coach, is obviously the right choice. He can see what's going on at the back end with the defensive backs, and he's not just looking right at the line. So we're going to see Dwayne up in the booth for the defense, and Brent, who has never been his entire time as a defensive coordinator or even as a defensive coach. He's never really had that time where he's been down on the sidelines, but he's made that decision that I just need to get a better feel of the game, of the players, be able to talk to him, be down there. So we're going to see Brent Monson down on the sideline.
Okay, I guess that's just part. They had to do a review of everything last year, and is that sort of where this came from, that decision?
I think it was more just a straight, I don't even know if it came from Dave Dickens. It probably just came from Brent. Brent just says, look, I need to know a little bit more what's going down there on the field. And another thing is Dwayne Cameron, a very good, smart defensive mind, and he can analyze things as a defensive back coach. You learn that. You can look at the back end. You can say, okay, they're doing this, they're doing that, and I think he's the right guy to go up there in the booth.
And we did talk a bit about it. The Stampeders, they made several changes, and not strictly personnel. We're talking about procedures as well. Greg, they've taken the practices. They've made each individual practice a little longer. They were on the field for about 2:15, 2:20, 2 hours, with about a break of about 15 minutes in the middle. So it's one extended practice, meaning they aren't on the field as much. The traditional is, of course, 2-a-day workouts. What's your preference? What about this strategy and tactics?
Well, unfortunately, I never got to enjoy my preference. My preference would definitely be what they do now.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest thing is we used to practice at 9 o'clock in the morning when we had 2 days, and then 4 o'clock. So they give you a big break in there to go take your nap. You have a big meal. You have a meeting. You're back at 4. You're getting off the field at 6. You have your training table or your meal then about 6:37. You go back, you have meetings. You're just exhausted by the end of the day. And the big thing is then you turn around, you go to bed, you get up, and you're back on the field within 7-8 hours. What this does is it lets them rest their legs. They basically get off the field around noon. Well, you've been there at every single practice. Yeah. So you're there till noon. You've got until the next day at 10 o'clock to have your body rest, to get treatment, to get in the tub, to get, go see, used to be Patty Clayton when I was there, whoever it is. And I think it's a great thing, a great concept. I wish they had it when I played, but I think it's totally something that is better for pro football. Most of the teams are doing it. Not all of them do it, but I'm glad the Stamps are doing it.
Well, and one of the reasons is to get those defensive backs. I mean, look, I'm not here to make excuses. The Stampeders need to be better. But one of the issues last year, Greg, they had, a secondary and a half on the 6-game injured list every game. And, they're doing different drills. They're doing less of them. Dave Dickinson even said he feels bad for these rookies because a lot of their reps are being taken away by the short workouts. Because, as you say, you're on at 9, you worked out for 2 hours, and you're on at 4 and worked out for 2 hours. Well, the practice time combined has been cut, by about 40%.
Well, but the training camp now, again, I'm going to go back to when I played. We had 110 guys going to camp. Now they're limited. They have, what is it, Mark? You would know better than I do. Were they going to camp with about 80, 75?
Well, then there's the non-counters, such as U Sports players. So they have, but 100 roster players when you include the non-counters. Yeah.
Well, the lines are shorter. For example, you're doing one-on-one. and you know you got a bunch of one side's going one way, one's going the other. And to tell you what I used to do is I used to wiggle my way in the line to get the receiver I wanted to cover. I kind of cheated a bit.
What's that all about? I thought it was mano-a-mano competition.
But the lines, well, the lines now, you know, you go and you do a rep, and you're doing a rep again. I think now, the way they structure practices, they're getting more reps in, or as many as than we got when we had 4 hours of practice.
Yeah.
Because they're structuring the practices better, where basically you're constantly moving, you're constantly doing a rep. The practices just are they're orchestrated or scheduled right down to a minute exactly.
They really are. Yeah, you're right about that. They've got that down to a science. Okay, who is the toughest guy in one-on-one drills? Who'd you try to avoid when you're doing all this juggling and telling the rookies to buzz off? You got to go to the back of the line.
I always hated covering Emmanuel Tolbert. He was very tough to cover.
3,000-yard season.
Yeah, well, he was tough to cover, but I can't say I always did it. But yeah, I'll have to admit, once in a while, when I was a veteran, you could do that.
Yes,
when you're a rookie, you just go
out there, do what you do, and just say yes sir, no sir.
When you're a veteran, you kind of learn the little ways of training camp.
You know, and just back to it, you know, what this team has done. We're talking about some of the off-field stuff, and look, they've made some changes on the field too. They shook up the secondary. They didn't re-sign Derek Wigan, a long-time Stampeder, and you know, Isaac and Jimmy Berglund moved on, and so did Ryan Sevier. You know, the cold facts are, well, these are a lot of very good players, and they'll probably thrive in their new settings. Good people, all. They just had to be changed, Greg, and you know, I don't know if those are precisely the right changes, but nonetheless, they just couldn't roll it back up.
Yeah, they couldn't, but they lost some people, yes, but I don't think they really lost. They didn't have a real big departure from their team that you see maybe other teams have. Yeah, we lost some guys, but you know what? They felt in those positions they could be replaced. So maybe we weren't the hottest team out there on the free agent market, but I can't think of a. I mean, it would have been a blow, for example, I think, if we would have lost Cam Judge. Yep. It would have been blow if we would have lost Vodders. We didn't lose any of those key guys. Maybe we didn't have as many of them because we were only 6 and 12, whatever. Yeah. But that was one thing that I'm looking at that was a good thing for the offseason.
Yeah, no question about that. And, you know, we wish those guys well in their new settings for sure. You mentioned James Vodders. Again, we're not trying to replay every single game, but I think his absence made a huge difference last year. And I think his return, by the way, 2-year deal will really be a bonus for this football team.
Yeah, Vodders and Hauser are going to be two really good ends. We just got to hope that they don't get injured.
Just if you're wondering what's going on, you are tuning in and hoping to see, you know, plays and hear about the strong performance of somebody or other. The game has been pushed back. It'll start now in 12 minutes, which will make it, about 2:34 local to kick it off. We did have lightning in the area. The CFL ordered the field clear. Then they put the players back on the field now. And because they were off the field for roughly half an hour, they gave them an additional opportunity to work out. There we see the on-field and off-field officials running on to the near side as well. So that's what's going on as far as the game is concerned. So we'll start a little late, but not too late, as the Stampeders hook up with the BC Lions. Both these teams, they're kind of a mirror image of each other, and I'll tell you why. The last 2 years, the Stampeders have lost to the BC Lions in the West semifinal. The last 2 years, the BC Lions have lost to the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in the West Final. The last 2 years, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers have lost the Grey Cup. So somebody's got to break the logjam here, and we'll see if it is the Calgary Stampeders. I'll give you just a couple of quick notes, Greg, and we can talk about it. Guys, you know, I'll keep my eye on everybody. I've got to. But I'm particularly interested in seeing the play of LaBrosse, the first-round draft pick. They sort of settled on him in January. I finally was told that they just loved him, so I'm going to be watching him and see what he does. I also want to look at a receiver, Eccles, number 78, for those of you who are there in the stadium or watching. He's an older player. He's 29 years old, or about to be 29 years old. Had previous practice roster time with Hamilton and BC, but I think he's been terrific in camp, and looks like now that they're sitting Malik Henry, he's going to get a lot of opportunity on offense. Great hands. And what the team did, though, and this is how this stuff goes, football's a small world. Somebody got a hold of Nick Lewis and said, look, Nick, I know you had this guy, because Nick did coach in BC in 19.
2019 is when he was.
So he got a hold and said, look, this guy, you know, I've trained him. He's good. You guys, when he was in BC, thought he was a returner. Give him a look as a receiver. And so Nick went back over it and presented it to him, and he's here. Is he going to dazzle? I don't know. Put the lights on. Let's see what happens. But he's one guy that I'll be watching. And also, I mentioned earlier Lucas Robertson, a fullback. He's sort of taking the spot of William Longley, who's on the sidelines in a boot. I don't know what his particular situation will be this year. Let's just say I'm a little less than optimistic. He's on the 6-game injured list now, but we'll let the medical people figure all that out. So those are my guys. That's who I'm looking at. Obviously, hey, somebody's going to come out of nowhere. I mean, 2 years ago, actually was the Lions here 2 years ago. I mean, you just don't know, right? That's the fun of these games. Guys were running around, and there's a ball tipped in the air. Somebody runs underneath it, and it was Josiah Shackle, a draft pick. I mean, did I expect anything from him? No, not really, but he ran the ball into the end zone. He made the team, and now he's with the Edmonton Elks, so I wish him the best. But I'm just saying, it's kind of random what happens here, and I kind of like that.
Yeah, you never know. Some guy that is at the bottom of the list right now goes out and gets 2 picks. Well, you just can't cut him. So it's a very important. I'm looking down the sidelines. Both teams were about to have the Canada, but you know, a lot of these guys, this is going to be their last football game, their last football game of their life. And a lot of these guys, it's going to be the start of a prolific career, maybe a 10, 12, 13-year career. So we don't know. That's what these games are all about.
I'll give you one last story, and then we'll get ready for the actual game. A long time ago, and yes, it is a long time ago, Jeff Garcia, first camp. He did not impress, but you know, he did enough to keep around. But there are those who said, look, this guy just doesn't have it. He's not going to make it. We'll just let him go, and let's work with the guys we got here. But then offensive coordinator John Huffnagel, then head coach Wally Wano said, look, you'll just give him a shot here. What's the worst that can happen? He went in a game in Sacramento.
Yeah, you and I were broadcasting that.
2 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns in the 4th quarter. Had he not done that, where's Jeff Garcia today?
Yeah.
Where is he today now? I love Jeff.
NFL Hall of Fame. Well, he just
if he doesn't do that, he gets maybe dropped and sent off to whatever, find another future. I don't know.
Well, I remember he just marched the team down the field, just pick, and I went for 10 for 10 or whatever it was. So, yeah, we're going to have one or two of those do that tonight.
Who in the red and white by the Stampeders are wearing their white over white, as you like to call them, the nurses' uniforms with the red numerals on. BC's got their black over black with the orange numerals. Kind of looks like a little color rush out there. All right, welcome back to Stampeder Football on QR Calgary. Talk on FM, Stamps on FM. Stampeder Football has a home, and it's QR Calgary. We're just awaiting the kickoff, and you're listening to Stampeder Football, now streaming on QRCalgary.com.
And
And welcome back to McMahon Stadium. The teams are lined up. The flag bearers are on the field, and we should have our national anthem momentarily. Late start because of lightning, but here we go. The Calgary Stampeders and the BC Lions.
True patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see they rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious. stand on guard for thee.
And welcome to McMahon Stadium. Calgary Stampeder football on the air. A bit of a delay, but now we're getting things going when the Stampeders tee it up against the BC Lions. For reasons I don't know, Greg, this is the 10th year in a row these teams have played a preseason game. Next week, go to Winnipeg. I can't recall the last time we were in Winnipeg, and it's only, anyway, that's another story.
Well, they always preseason play West teams.
Yeah.
I think that's to keep the travel costs down, and you're taking so many guys. But they'll be taking a lot less guys to Winnipeg, but still, Mark, I know you'll be on that flight. It'll be a full flight with a lot of players on that plane.
Veterans Mike Rose, Reggie Beggleton, and Rennie Paredes head out to center field for the coin toss. I got a story since we got all this extra time. I got lots of stories. I remember when Rennie signed in the offseason, Paredes, I wasn't 100% sure he was coming back. So he's 39 now. So did some digging with a couple people and said, who is the oldest player to ever wear a Stampeder uniform to game? Big hint. He's in the stadium today.
Oh, really? I thought it might be Larry Robertson.
Nope, he was up there. But Danny McManus is the general manager of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Now, he's here scouting the game. Remember, he played and backed up Henry Burris in 06. That was his last. I mean, nobody thinks of him as Stampeder. I get it, except you and I, because we saw him. But he's a Tie-Cat.
How old was he?
41.
Yeah. I was well past my career at 41, so.
All right, Stampeders getting going. And the wind, well, it looks like it's died down. There is a lot of heavy cloud above the stadium. I don't know if we're going to get any rain during the game, but to be blunt, I wouldn't be particularly shocked. The lights are now on here at McMahon Stadium, and so glad you're with us wherever you are. It's a lot of fun to be back in the beam with Calgary Stampeder football on the air. The two preseason games will both be played in May this year. We'll be in Winnipeg next week. Friday night, 5 o'clock pregame show, 6:30 kickoff. The Lions all huddling up around Rick Campbell. Had a visit with him, as you heard on the pregame show, and off the air. I said, look, you feeling the Grey Cup pressure? He said, I got two answers for you. One, I feel the Grey Cup pressure every year because I'm not here to win the Grey Cup. None of us should be here. But he said, yes, I'm fully aware that the organization is throwing everything they can behind making it a fabulously successful Grey Cup. So I guess that's fair. I mean,
yeah,
you aren't here to play, you aren't trying to win the Grey Cup. I mean,
it's a little bit of an exciting time because every team is optimistic. That's why, and I think it was either you or Jock, somebody said in the pregame, getting off to a good start is the key to this season for the Calgary Stampeders. They can't get off to a bad start because everybody's thinking they're better, and, you know, the Elks are better. BC's expected to take the next step. You got the veteran Winnipeg team, and, you know, you just got all these good teams all looking to do good, but it's just key for the Stampeders to jump off and not have the start that they had last year.
The BC Lions are going to kick off from the south end of our broadcast right. As we mentioned, they have their black over black look. The black pants, black tops with the orange numerals, the Calgary Stampeders. You coined them. Their nurses' uniforms, white over white, the white tops, white pants, red striping down the side, and the red numerals, and the red shoulder yoke. So the Stampeders have Brad Muhammad back for another year at defensive back. And also Levante Bellamy ready to return this kick. The BC Lions have an unusual kicker as they left Sean White at home. Meyer is a South African player, global pick, and he's going to get ready to kick this ball off. He awaits time to be whistled in. About a minute to go. Yeah, Carl Meyer.
Now the referee's talking to Dave Dickinson. It'll be the refs' kind of preseason game, too. They got to get things in, you know, get the kinks out.
Yep. Well, the cheerleaders below are kind of optimistic. They're in their halter tops and skirts doing their routine. Not sure I'd be in my halter top or skirts.
If that's Dave,
they better not be.
It's still pretty cool down there.
Yeah, you can see what happens. But anyway, that's where it is. Just waiting for the time to wind down. 37 seconds remaining before we'll kick this ball off. As I say, 84 players are dressed for the Stampeders. Actually, now 82, and they sat Philpott and Henry. And this was strictly precautionary because they didn't want them to warm up, cool off, warm up again. You know what? Save them maybe for next week, but for sure for June the 7th. So let's get her going here. 15:00 on the clock. First quarter about to get going, and the football season is about to get going as well. Meyer kicks the ball off, underway, 2:34 local. Kicked off towards Brad Mohammed, runs up, catches across the 15, inside the numbers. 20 at the 30-yard line, makes a move, 35-yard line, then is pushed out of bounds into the BC bench on the far side. So the Stampeders will get good field position there, and they'll start out on offense from, let's make it the 35-yard line.
Well, we are going to see a lot of returners. We don't know who. That's one thing. The Stampeders really don't have a set returner. Of course, you got Peyton Logan, but they're going to look at Eric Brooks and Saunders and Ishmael Hyman they'd like to look at, but he's not going to be in the game. But we got Mohammed back there, so lots of guys are going to get their hands on those returns.
You got it. Here comes the top unit for the Calgary Stampeders out. It's Jake Mayer at quarterback. Now Robertson adjusts right in the backfield. First down, Mayer play fake to the line. Hard roll right to the wide side. Flipping deep downfield, looking for a target. There's contact. Beggleton went for the ball. It's incomplete, and Rouet, the linebacker, was back. Got in his way, so it's incomplete, second down.
Yeah, a little roll out and well covered by the BC Lions. They run a curl and they run a guy in the flat, and you're kind of a read progression as a quarterback. Your read is the guy open in the flat. No, is the guy open in the curl. Your last option is to throw the post corner in behind that, and he was well covered, and Jake threw it up there, tried to make something happen.
Second down and 10 yards to go. Stampeders, ball spotted at the 38-yard line, far hash marks. Clark Barnes and Beggleton go left along with Epps to the wide side. Mayer with the play clock at 2, marks out signals, takes the ball at 1. Mayer's back, dancing in the pocket, throws underneath. That ball is caught, heading upfield at the 50-yard line, making the tackle right away. And the Stampeders will have the first down.
Yeah, good offensive blocking up front, Mark, and Jake could just sit back there and wait for all the patterns to develop, and he threw a little out or a little hook route to the outside to Reggie Beggleton, about 6-7 yards. Reggie gets some yak yards and gets the first down. Stamps first down of the preseason.
You got that right. Tulsa product Epps on the tackle. Now here comes a guy to watch. Splitting right is Eccles. Solo man to the wide side of the field. Mayer takes the ball on first down, but it's a give in the backfield. Slamming into the line. Left side pushing across midfield. Levante Bellamy picks up big yardage down to about the Lion 52-yard line. Now Auden Tate comes in as they send in some extra help along the line.
Well, Levante Bellamy, expect bigger things out of him. He's going to, of course, be in there with Dietrich Mills, small guy, 5'9", about 190 pounds. He's more comfortable this year, Mark. You always are that second year, and we're expecting better of him, and he got a pretty good run that time for 7 yards.
Second down, 3 at the 54-yard line. Mayer lines up in the gun. Bellamy with him in the backfield. He played a fair bit last year. Bellamy, of course, had some injuries in that running back room. The give is Bellamy. He veers right, slams into the hole, but the Lions green, the safety is up, and I think holds them short of the first down. Well, they do, and here comes tall touchdown Tommy Stevens into the game.
We were kind of wondering the pregame who's going to be that guy doing these short yardage. It's going to be Tommy Stevens for sure. He's one of the best in the league at it, and just runs that short yardage so well.
He's just huge. I mean, for a quarterback, he's
almost 260 pounds.
Yeah,
that's big.
He is up and under center. Sean McEwen. Lines are down. He surges straight ahead, and I'm certain when they unpile, it'll be a first down, except there is a marker on the near side.
It's going to be offside on the BC Lions. Whenever you see the flag, if you're in the stands and the flag is thrown by the side judge immediately upon the snap of the ball, his job is to look at the defense.
Okay, DeBailey with the offside. If you're just tuning in, we got this game going about 25 minutes late because of a lightning threat in the area. It has dissipated, and we are playing football. Stampeders are moving right now early in this game, left to right to the scoreboard end of McMahon Stadium. And a new set of downs, 1st and 10 on the 47. Stampeders break the huddle. Looper goes, Eccles goes left. Beggleton lines up at the edge of the formation on the right side. And a first down. Giving a counter to Logan. He scoots left, gets the 45, pushes it ahead to the 40, down to about the 38-yard line of the BC Lions before he is pulled down. Several Lions come over, including Green, the safety, to bring him down, but that's about an 8-yard gain.
Well, a very good block by Aiden Tate. He's a big guy for receiver market. 6'5", 228. He kind of led through the hole, and good job by Peyton to read what's going on. Popped it outside, got a good 8 yards.
Here we go, 11:25 to play, opening quarter. Calgary Stampeders on the drive right now. Logan's in the backfield. Now big Robertson adjusts left to help blocking. The give is Logan. He dances inside, lowers his helmet, pushes ahead about the 35-yard line, and has the first down for the Calgary Stampeders. In on the tackle for the BC Lions, Terrell, the halfback.
Well, so far, good opening drive for Jake Mayer and the Stampeder offense. I know they're not going against the best of the BC Lions, but it was so important when we got our first stringers in there this first quarter. They get some productivity, but they got to keep it going, and I think it's crucial they finish off with a touchdown.
That was number one problem last year, failure to finish drives. Set first down and 10, Lion 36-yard line for the Stampeders. Jake Mayer all the way at quarterback. Beggleton comes down the line towards the formation, gives to Logan. He shuffles his feet, gets to the 35, down to the 33-yard line. That's a pickup of maybe 5 on the play as the Lions swarm to bring him down.
Of course, we got a real veteran core, if you want to say that. Everybody with experience on that big offensive line. Sean McEwen, 8th year. He's at center. And then we talked about Coker. He's in his 4th year. And Blemony. And so got some experienced guys. Bryce Bell now stepping in that right guard position. First time he's had a chance to be a starter.
Second down, 9 yards to go for the Calgary Stampeders. They have 5 receivers out. 3 to the wide side. Beckland starts in motion as Mayer is back. Dancing, pitching a strike across the middle from left to right. Big grab, laying it out, pulling it in. Mark and Michelle down at the 5-yard line. Big pickup. The Stampeders in the score zone. But what a great throw and a great pattern.
Yeah, good, solid throw on a deep slant. What a great catch by Mark and Michelle. He had to reach out, and they're saying he's going to be down on the 5. He got up and got into the end zone.
The field is a completed pass.
He got up, Mark, and got in the end zone, and Dave Dickinson, Nick Lewis, and the offensive coaches are saying, hey, nobody touched him. He got up, and they're yelling at the referee right now and saying that was a touchdown. And, of course, Dave loves to throw that challenge flag. Best in the league at it. He decided to throw the challenge flag.
Well, he's the most prolific at it. I don't think he's the best
prolific at it. But you know what? They're saying, hey, he made a great catch, and the BC Lion defense secondary, they just stood there and watched him, and he got up and went into the end zone. So Dave is saying, I'm going to challenge this one.
Okay, well.
Whatever, it was a great catch.
Yep. And a nice throw. Great.
Yeah, and Mark Michelle, good to see him back. And he's playing, I think, more where he should be playing. That's at the inside slot back position. Last year they had to use him a lot on the outside, and I think he's better on the inside. What a great catch that was.
No question. So the officials are huddling, getting the ruling here, and I think Andre Prue is coming over to talk to somebody coming over to talk to Dave Dickinson. So the competitive fires burn 5 minutes into the first preseason game.
Yeah, Dave was mad. He was saying, hey, that was a touchdown. But as I indicated already, good opening drive for the Stampeder first-team offense.
Greg, as I say, it's wonderful that Rennie Paredes is around, but he kicked 54 field goals in 62 tries last year. Almost nobody else even tried 54 field goals, let alone make it. So
yeah, we don't want that.
Not
we all like Rennie. We all know how good he is, but don't want that. So now, I don't know, the referees are talking to headquarters.
Oh, yeah. So here it is, 9:16 to play in the quarter. The Stampeders are marching, but yeah, the Stampeders, Greg, I think Dave Dickinson wants to hit the end zone. Just with this is the number 1 unit. Finish the drive. Let's see
Finish the drive, and good opening drive. Jock just kind of slipped me a little note here I thought was quite comical and told me that there's not one player out there wearing a Guardian cap.
Well, I don't think they're going to wear them, but I think, you know what I think it's going to be like? I think it's going to be like helmets in hockey. Took a long time for people to start to wear them, then more and more did, and then eventually the league just mandated it. I can't remember the date. Yep.
I just think they're going to keep developing the helmet.
Okay.
So it gets better and better.
After review, the receiver was never touched while he was on the ground. Therefore, it is a touchdown.
Well, good challenge.
All right, for Dave.
Calgary will remain with their challenge.
Touchdown Stampeders. There we go. Mark and Michelle finding the end zone.
Yeah, great catch and good job by our head coach to pick that up. And he was right on that one, Mark. And he saw something I really didn't see, but nobody touched him. And, you know, a lot of these rookies on the BC defense, someone goes down and you get used to that. You do that in practice. Well, this is not a practice. You got to go right out. And they've got these, you do develop a lot of bad habits in practice, that being one of them.
Welcome back to Stampeder Football on QR Calgary as Rennie Paredes is on for the extra point.
Sorry, Mark, but now Rick Campbell's kind of complaining to the referee. He didn't like that call.
Yeah, he saw it the other way. He paces the sidelines, of course.
Okay, can't challenge a challenge, though.
32-yard kick. The extra point is kicked by Paredes. No questions asked. And the Stampeders on the board. This is Stampeder Football in QR Calgary, brought to you by Valentine Volvo and Volvo Cars Royal Oak. They're proud sponsors, you bet they are, of Stampeder Football in QR Calgary, bringing you all your CFL action for over 3 decades.
When it's time. Campbell Fair, the rookie, he's demonstrated a great leg in camp. He is on to kick the ball off after the Stampeder touchdown. It's an end-over-end kick. Little Barry Hill, the receiver, up to catch at the 15-yard line, moves ahead, 20 at the 30, pushes ahead to the 35 before he's upended, falls to the ground at about the 38-yard line, and a lot of pushing.
Yeah,
first time these guys have hit and been hit.
Yeah, first time they've been going full out. You're exactly right there, Mark. And so a little bit of pushing and shoving going on there, of course. Michael Ah, one of the guys in there.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you a story about him in a minute here.
Well, now we got our first team defense out on that field this first quarter. We'll see how they do against really not a first team BC Lion offense.
Jake Dolegala is the quarterback. He's a huge quarterback, standing at 6'7". One back set. Albacete to his right. And he gets the handoff. He cuts right and veers up the middle, and the Stampeders swallow him up. There's James Vaughters with first contact. Also Julian Hauser with some help, and no gain, possibly a loss.
Yeah, good job that time by the Stampeder defense. They had 4 receivers. They call that a quads, all to the wide side, and they try and just spread the defense out. But Stampeder defensive line, they're kind of like they're going to have to do the whole job, and they did that at that.
Second down and 10 for the BC Lions. Sample going wide right for the Lions. Pre-snap motion on the line of scrimmage. Wide side blitz by the Stampeders. Back is Dolegala, hit as he throws. The ball's on the ground. Couldn't get it away. That was Titus Wall blasting through to frustrate the quarterback. And the Lions are an instant 2 and out.
Yeah, good to have Titus Wall back, Mark. He came from that Sam position. And this year, I think with the Stampeder offense, or defense, I should say, you're going to see a lot more attack. Used to be you get him in second and long, and Brent Monsing used to rush 3 and drop 9. I think he's going to be a lot more aggressive this year and really attack quarterbacks as he did on that play.
No wind to speak of. Lions send Flintoff on the field to punt it away. And it's an end-over-end kick. Peyton Logan is the returner. Catch at the 25-yard line. Ahead to the 30, 35. Bounces off one tackler, then goes to the ground at about the 38-yard line as we go to break. Hey, we're going to take a timeout here. This is first quarter Stampeder football. We're here at McMahon Stadium. The score, Calgary 7, BC 0. This is Stampeders football in QR Calgary.
Derek Mikowski here.
Yeah, with 7:48 left in this first quarter, Mark, and might only have 1 or 2 more drives, shots at it, so they want to make good on that.
Bellamy in the backfield. 4 receivers move left. Now they come to the right. Begelton reverses. Lines up behind the line of scrimmage. Give Bellamy. He breaks 1 tackle, then falls forward to about the 42-yard line. He was tripped up. We'll call that about a 7-yard gain, 2nd and 3.
Well, Bellamy's very quick. He's got quick feet, low center of gravity. And you saw it on that play. He had to kind of dance to the left and does a good job of leaning forward, Mark. So even though he probably should have tackled right at the line of scrimmage, he's got a good 4 yards, just how he runs that football.
Well, where he went down and where he landed were 2 different things. So it's 2nd down and 7 yards to go. He took a big bounce. Should tell you, there's some other games in the CFL today. They're playing games at the same time. Stampeders have Eccles going left. Michelle in the slot that way. As back is Mayer. Throws he out, and that is caught by Michelle. Bumped out of bounds at the 45-yard line into the BC bench.
Well, Dave Dickinson, he might just go for this.
Sure.
You know, I don't know, he's going to say, okay, I'm going to let my punt team on, but it's going to be 3rd and about 1.5, and sometimes preseason, you might want to just, go for those. You're not really, you do want to win the game. You always want to win the game, but you also want to take some chance. But Dave is also saying, I want to get my punters some time, too.
Yep. Little Barry Hill, a speedy receiver, is the return man. Cody Grayson had a terrific year last year, 47.2 yards per kick. A snap, he pulls it down. It's a lazy, wobbling kick. Barry Hill catch 25-yard line. Veers left, trying to get the edge. He absorbs 1 tackle. Then he's strung out. The Stampeders finally bring him down. Kalan Thomas was in pursuit. So was Nick Stats. And they bring him down. So that's where the Lions are going to scrimmage. 6:08 remaining in the quarter. The Stampeders 7 and the BC Lions 0. We mentioned during the regular season, of course, games are never played to overlap, but in the case of preseason, they do overlap. Right now, Ottawa's leading Hamilton 31-22. A minute to go there. Boy, Ottawa's just got to find a way to win anywhere, anytime, so good for them up in Edmonton. First down, 10 BC at the 22-yard line. Poisson goes in motion across the formation. Snap back to Dolagala, throws downfield, caught by Sample, tackled right away at the 30-yard line. There's DeMario Houston, the short side corner right on top of him, pulls him down. Gain is, let's make it 8, 2nd and 2.
Well, Calgary came on the full out blitz, so good job by the BC quarterback to read that right away and throw a little stop route. Good job by the wide receiver also. Picked up a good 8-9 yards on that. Good tackle, though, by Houston.
Clock ticking away. 5:28 remaining in the opening quarter. 7-0 Stampeders. Dolagala barking out signals. Sample goes in motion far side with Barry Hill, but they'll keep it on the ground. Hit in the backfield, Obise, and then he's pushed back. And I don't know what he got, if he got enough. Houston was on the tackle after the play. A flag is thrown, but Titus Wall was there as well. So I'm not sure if Ajay Obise got enough.
I don't think he did, Mark. Great play by Brandon Dozier. He's the safety. They brought him down low, and he was right in the hole to hopefully make the tackle.
Misconduct foul. Calgary number 98, 15 yards from the end of the play. automatic first down.
Well, that's young Bohing, who's back. He was drafted last year, but went back to U of Alberta, so hey, it's tough in there.
Yeah, well, he's a big guy, 280,
Sure.
but he can't get too.
No.
They're looking for improvement. Of course, they have Mike Rose in the middle there at defensive back tackle position, but they want to look at someone a little bit more athletic that can put a little pressure on the quarterback, but he's got to keep his composure. Got a big 15-yard penalty on that play.
At the 45-yard line, what little experience the Lions have tonight over here is in the interior of their line. Big, tall Dolegala barking out signals. He'll take the ball on first down. Looks left, throws left, dropped by Sample, the intended target. And that's the kind of stuff that sends you packing if you do it too often.
Well, Cam Judge read that perfectly. He's at his will linebacker position, and Calgary's playing man-to-man coverage. His job at that will is just drop on that weak side, read the quarterback. He read it, Mark. He could have stepped in front of that, and he was 1 inch from going 6 the other way, and he's kind of shooting himself in the foot on that one.
Cotton comes left. In the slot that way for the BC Lions. Ravenel on the line of scrimmage. 5-man pressure by the Stampeders. Dolegala is back. He throws downfield. The ball sails, and it's eaten out of the hands of the intended target, Sample, up at the 40-yard line.
Oh, good job that time by Cam Judge. Again, he just got real deep drop. Calgary coming on the blitz again this time with the halfback that came on the weak side with the blitz. So Calgary, you know, preseason used to be kind of vanilla. All you did was play man-to-man, see who could play. Calgary's kind of bringing a lot right now to their defense.
On time by Flintoff. Brooks is back to return for the Stampeder. There's a kick right down the middle of the field. Brooks catches across the 15, starts up at the 20, weaves his way at the 25, is spun around, and down he goes at about the 27-yard line. As the Lions in on the tackle, bringing him down.
Well, Eric Brooks, real small guy, 5'7", only 165, rookie from Fresno State, but good returner, very, very quick. But he's going to find out that CFL, even though it's got a
to the formation, right side, give inside. Taken, shuffling his feet, moving forward is Alante Bellamy, but the Lions are there to stack him up.
just nothing. He was kind of shuffling his feet. You put that right, Mark. Whenever you say a running back is shuffling his feet, that's not good. You got to fire through that hole, and if you're hesitant at all, you're not going to get nothing. He didn't get nothing on that play.
Second-year defensive lineman Bemy in on a tackle for the BC Lions. 3 minutes, 34 seconds to play in this quarter. Stampeders will have, well, they actually say he lost a couple of yards. Second down. 12 yards to go. Clark Barnes, second-year player, splits wide left. Absent Beggleton inside him to the wide side. Clock is at 4. Mayer takes the ball. Mayer to pass. Mayer standing, airs it out towards the near sidelines. Michel makes the catch, and it was right by the sidelines. They say he was out of bounds. Well thrown ball. He just ran out of room, Greg. Did everything right except stay in bounds. It was a stride away, so it's third down.
Well thrown football. Good catch. Just couldn't keep his feet in. And Jake Mayer, that was a beautiful football, Mark. He had to throw that over the corner and right in front of the guy. And they're running a lot of post corners. Most difficult throw to throw as a quarterback. So Jake looking pretty good right now.
Barry Hill is the returner for the BC Lions. A very gentle breeze in the face of Cody Grace as he punts this ball away. This one has all kinds of hang time, bit of flutter. Cat at the 35-yard line outside the numbers. Barry will go straight ahead, but the Stampeders special teams were flying downfield. Adam Konar, Micah Tights, two UFC products who returned home this year among a group of tacklers on the play.
Well, and it's good to have Adam Konar, Micah Tights, Mark, and we lost some guys. And you know what, when they going into camp, they only had about 7 linebackers. You got 23 defensive backs and all kinds of defensive linemen, about 16. And I said to Dave Dickinson, why so few? And he goes, well, we just know who we want. And they bring up those two guys. They know they're going to be good on special teams. They know they're going to be good as backups and kind of have their positions already right there.
Dolegala is the quarterback. Play fake to Terrell. He splits right, looking, and rolls downfield, throws the ball, was facing huge pressure, threw the ball away. Just no chance whatsoever to set up and throw. As Brandon Dozier was in his kitchen, it's incomplete.
Well, Brandon Dozier's having a pretty good first quarter, Mark, and he's again, they brought him from the free safety position, little bootleg out to that wide side, and he caused that wayward pass. He hit Delegata just as he was about to throw the football, so good job. We got our free safety, and Brandon Dozier had a great year last year and off to back. You want your linebackers helping you out, and the way they help out is always easier to come up, but not easy to get back. So good job on Mike Otter to read the eyes of the quarterback and get there.
Bentley Saunders is the returner for the Calgary Stampeders. From Nevada, big kick as he settles under Flintoff's boot, catches at the 20, angles to his left, and the Lions are right there to bring him down. Pickett, among many others, leading the charge for the BC Lions. 1:58 to play in our opening quarter. And yes, the Stampeders' #1 offense returns to the field.
Well, this could be their last time, Mark, and then we're going to start seeing all the rookies and others come in, so let's hope it's a good one. I think what Dave usually likes to do, if they keep the drive going and it goes into the next quarter, he'll probably let this offense stay on the field. We'll see, but it could be the last time we see our starting quarterback, Jake Mayer, so let's hope he does good on this drive.
Did good on the last drive for sure. Eccles splitting left for the Stampeders. Markin Michel, who's been the big threat so far, he splits left in the slot that way. Mayer with 6 on the clock. Takes the ball, play fake to the line, throws on a crossing route and a stride too far as Markin Michel came from his left to the right. It's incomplete.
Oh, just great coverage, bump coverage, and they had Markin Michel one-on-one. They had the safety that was up, so that was the right route and the right throw, but that was just all. Let's credit the defense. That was just great one-on-one coverage. He was all over him.
Time signaled in. The Stampeders from their 25-yard line. Our first down and 10 yards to go. Great to have you with us here. Some cloud around the stadium, but I don't get the sense the rain is as imminent. Bellamy's in the backfield. Eccles splits right for the Calgary Stampeders. Michel in motion to the line, wide side. Back is Mayer. Standing, waiting, rifles a strike downfield, and on his break, slipping, going for the ball, trying to pull it in. Epps, the receiver, it's incomplete.
Yeah, it looked like Epps just fell that time, Mark. He was open, a deep curl. He's got to come back to that football, and I'll say that's Isaiah Epps' fault. Big guy, 6'2", 190 pounds from Tulsa. That was the right throw, but probably could be Jake Mayer's last rep on this game.
We shall see. Yep. All right, Grace is on to punt. Barry Hill to return, standing between the hash marks at the Lion 40-yard line.
Good.
Now goes back, tracks to his left, over the shoulder grab at the 25. He retreats back to the 15. Now stops, starts back upfield at the 20 and runs out of room at the 25. What a bomb by Cody Grace.
Really was.
And no chance for Berryhill to get much of a return at all.
Well, that was about 70 yards, gain net yards. Got a great booming kick that time and good coverage down the field. Usually, sometimes you'll out-kick your coverage, but, you know, if you're kicking from your own 10-yard line, you got the team now backed up, what, on their 26-yard line? That's great field position for the Stamps.
All right, the BC Lions. Sample out of the huddle. Poisson to this side as well. One back set for the Lions. 7-0 Stampeders. Give inside to Terrell. He runs right down the line, finds a hole, gets to the linebacker level, but Brandon Dozier comes up from his safety spot, brings him down at about the 34-yard line.
Best run the BC, second best, well, that is the best run the BC Lions had. They just a little slide to the right and opened up a good hole, so good first down yardage, picking up 8 yards.
7-0 Stampeders should be the final play of our quarter, barring penalty. Jake Dolagala, the big quarterback, all the way for the BC Lions. Dolagala is back. Quick release downfield. The ball is tipped by Kobe Williams. Falls to the ground. Great play by the Stampeder halfback. So the Lions will have to kick it away. And Greg, just one note for those in the stadium or watching, and you think maybe your glasses are going on you, there is a 0 and a 0 in this game.
There is.
Okay?
We got two
There's
defensive backs.
none of the regular conventions for numbers in preseason. They waive them because of the huge number of players.
Well, and I think we got 2 number 46s too, so.
Eccles to return this booming kick.
We shanked it a little bit.
Shanked it way out of bounds,
yeah, way out of bounds. So we'll see who comes in at quarterback down for the Stampeders.
We will. You'll welcome to Stampeder Football, brought to you by your Alberta Ford dealers. That's it for our first
Illegal
quarter.
punt out of bounds. BC, that 10-yard penalty will be enforced in the second quarter.
All right, that's it for the first quarter. The score, Calgary 7, BC 0. Up in a moment, the second quarter of football action. You're listening to Stampeder Football and QR Calgary, Stamps on FM.
Take the preseason futures challenge on CFL Game Zone. We'll see in November how we fare. Which team will win the Eastern Final? Hamilton Tigers. Ooh! I actually was thinking along the same line. Which team will win the Western Final? We're going to go with the BC Lions. Third time is the charm over there. Who's going to lead in receiving touchdowns? All great options? We'll go with Tim White. There's a couple options that aren't on here, whether it's Tom Rhimes or Kenny Lawler or Nick Dembski. So I'm going to take the field. Which team will win the 111th Grey Cup? Might have to be the BC Lions. I also think in BC. In BC. That's our picks. Don't like our picks? Go make your own. Head to gamezone.cfl.ca to play preseason futures today. Don't delay. Get your picks in by June 6th for your chance at a CFL Suite experience. We're going to take the preseason.
Change ends, the Stampeders. With the ball, they'll move right to left. Jake Mayer remains in the game. I guess that last series was so short, they wanted to give him another crack at it.
Well, you talked about it in the pregame, Mark. Dave Dickinson's focus this year on preseason is totally different than last year. He's not here to evaluate so much as he's here to prepare his veterans for that first game.
Yep. And I'm sorry, rookies, but I'm not saying it's fair. I'm not saying it's the best way to go, but guess what? That's life sometimes. Mark and Michelle splits left to the short side as the Stampeders now have the ball at the BC 50. First down at 10. Second quarter just underway.
Play fake into the line. Mayer is back, loads up, pitching to the near side, making the catch. Brooks in full stride, then bumped out of bounds. Lion 25-yard line. It's a first down, Stampeders. Nice play by Parriman on the corner, but it's a big Stampeder gain.
Well, another excellent throw, Mark. Jake really looked sharp. He's having time to throw the football, and he's never been afraid to take a hit, but the offensive line are doing a good job of keeping the BC defenders off him. But he's got to wait till that long developing cross pattern develops, and he laid it in there perfectly. So good throws by our quarterback, Jake Mayer.
Mark and Michelle has the game's only touchdown. He splits right. Brooks joins him to the wide side. Stampeders at the Lion 25-yard line. Play fake to the line. Mayer now rolls right, flips downfield. Brooks on a comeback route, catches at the 15 before he's knocked down, and that'll be very, very close to the first down.
Well,
second and short.
I thought Jake made the wrong decision that time. A little bootleg action to the wide side, Mark, and he's got his fullback in the flat, Lucas Robertson. He's wide open, and usually you tell a quarterback, when you got a guy wide open in the fight, just dump him the ball. But Jake went for the guy doing the deep comeback and made another excellent throw, picked up 9 yards.
Try and get those first quarter stats in a moment, but the Stampeders are on this drive. Second down and 1 at the 16-yard line of BC. Robertson lines up, blocking back to the right. Logan in the backfield to the left of the quarterback. And the give is Logan. He seeks a hole that BC says nothing doing. Parriman up from his corner spot. They smother him, no gain.
Yeah, not good, Mark. And they're going to bring the big guy, Tommy Stevens, in to obviously go for this one. We're not here to kick field goals in preseason. They're going to leave Jake in now.
Well, I guess it's so short they figure isn't Jake's strength, but even he could fall forward for a foot. All right. In the second quarter, 7-0 Stampeders. The sky is brightening. I don't want to say it's sunny out, but clouds are kind of dissipating somewhat. Well, a bit of a gamble here. Mayer in the gun. Logan in the backfield to the left. Robertson in the backfield comes to help block. Back is Mayer, dancing in the pocket. Throws right on and out. That ball is caught by the far sidelines. Wrestled to the ground is the great veteran Reggie Beggleton. And it's a first down Stampede.
Oh, Jake, very accurate, Mark. He's just throwing the ball very well and right on. A guy was all over Beggleton that time on a deep out. They ran a guy straight up the field and had Reggie just do about a 10-yard out. But Jake has confidence in his arm right now. Threw that right in there, picked up the first down.
Stampeders are marching. They're at the 13-yard line of the BC Lions. Just underway, second quarter, 7-0. Can they cap off another drive with a touchdown? Brooks splitting left. Beggleton comes right across the formation. This time at the handoff to Logan. He veers left. There's some room. Gets through the linebacking core. Gets down to the 6 where he's tackled. And a nice hole up front by the BC Lions. Rennie from his safety spot tackling. And that will be about an 8-yard gain, second and 2.
Yeah, good solid run, good reading up the middle. Peyton Logan doing, you know, he's a good returner, but he's going to have to make the team this year, not just being a good returner. He's going to have to make it probably being a good running back as well. Did a good job on that play.
And let's not forget, he's coming off a very serious injury, Greg. Remember last year? Yeah. And the other guy, Hinsberger, that they had the helmet-to-helmet collision with, he's not in Lions camp. He hasn't been cured from that hit just yet. Second and 3, they call it now. Logan in the backfield, he'll get the call again. Veers left, bounces it outside, struggles, gets down to about the 2-yard line where the Lions are finally there to bring him down.
Well, Logan's doing a good job of popping the ball outside, Mark, and that time I thought he was going to get around that corner, but just great pursuit by the BC Lions, defensive backs, linebackers to come up, make that tackle. So didn't get much there, third down in a little bit, and are they going to bring in? Yeah, they brought in big Tommy Stevens, so I think they really wanted Jake to finish off well. He started well with that opening drive, and they really wanted him to finish off, just get that confidence mark going in the next game. We probably won't see Jake the rest of the game, maybe to finish off this drive, but good last drive by Jake.
Stevens is in the gun from the BC 3-yard line for the Stampeders. Play fake, nobody there. Stevens takes the ball, tries to run up the gut, but the Lions are there. And Greg, I don't know if that was a fake or a play that went astray, but Ely, the middle linebacker, with contact, and the drive stalls.
The running back went the wrong way, Mark. Lucas Robertson was either supposed to get the ball, but just the big fullback, but that was either Tommy Stevens' fault or the fullback's fault. I would guess the fullback, but stall drive.
The BC Lions and the Stampeders are playing at McMahon Stadium to score Calgary 7, BC 0. You're listening to Stampeder Football, racking up another great season of football, something we've been doing for over 3 decades. This is QR Calgary. Dakota Prukop is the quarterback. Stands on the goal line. He'll give it out of the backfield to Obase, but a whistle goes. Flags all over the place. We'll sort that out. Greg, how about some opening quarter stats?
Yeah, after that opening quarter, well, up to now, Mark, I'll give the stats.
Procedure. BC number 63. After distance to go, still first down.
This stat is very revealing. First downs, BC Lions, Mark, 0. Stampeders, 7. Stamps had 122 yards net offense. BC Lions 15 yards rushing. Stamps 33. BC 7 yards passing. Sorry, Mark, I can't find those right now. But passing, we're out passing.
More stamps than more stamps.
Yes, Stamps totally dominated that first quarter.
All right, second down at 12 yards to go. And now Prukop lines up in the end zone. Take the snap. I'm not sure what the delay is here, Greg. The ball is snap on the ground. No. Lee starts in motion to the line for BC as Prukop is back. Looks wide side. He's chased out of the pocket. Scrambling left. Mike Rose in pursuit. Turns, flips it downfield to the far side. That ball is intercepted, but was he in bounds?
He was out of bounds, Mark, but just great coverage down the field. Looked like Trey Roberson.
It was indeed.
And he made a miraculous interception, but I think maybe they're going to challenge that as pass interference. It looks like Rick Campbell is going to challenge it. I just thought it was great coverage that time. Of course, Roberson moving over to that wide side from his short side, Mark. And good job that time.
BC is challenging the previous play for defensive pass interference on Calgary 31. The play will be reviewed.
Well, we didn't have the best view, Greg. It's completely across the field, but I thought Trey was in great position. That's just the way I see it. But
yeah, hey, fighting there, and you know what? There might have a little bit of contact, but it was incidental. Turn around and made a great catch, but we'll have to see. But just a good job by the Stampeders. Their defense is looking really sharp right now. Of course, they still got a lot of their starters in.
I'm just going to say it is the #1 defense. You got Bohang from the U of A, Julian Hauser back, James Vaughters, and make no mistake, that is a big return to the lineup. He's there, and Micah Awe at linebacker, Cam Judge, Mike Rose. These are guys that I think a lot of them, in fact, I bet most of them are on the field on the 7th, June 7th. We'll go to a break. The score is the Stampeders 7, the Lions 0. This is second quarter CFL football action on QR Calgary.
Hey, Paul Brandt here. You know what I'm
Beyond our 50,000-watt radio signal, get the Radio Player Canada app, favorite QR Calgary, and listen to Stampeders games no matter where you are.
Lions lose the challenge, so they're now backed up. 2nd down and 12 at their 3-yard line. Welcome back. Stampeders on top at 7-0. Dakota Prukop taking over at quarterback. Obase in the backfield. Who is right? Prukop takes the ball. He's in the end zone. Now scrambling right, comes out across the goal line. He's at the 5, veers to his left, and Cam Judge says that's as far as you go. Puts him on the ground, and it'll be 3rd down and about 8 yards to go after that 4-yard pickup. So there we go. These teams meet 3 times this year, twice out in Vancouver, June 15th and October 4th. But the Lions are back here, Greg, July 21st, when Wally Buona will take his rightful place on the Stampeders Wall of Fame. Lions sending Meyer in to do some punting here. Bit of a wind in his face. Eccles is going to return a towering kick. Eccles catches the Calgary 50, straight ahead midfield. Lion 50, sidesteps a tackle, gets up to the 45-yard line, where he's brought down by Becca, the linebacker, among others. Welcome back to Stampeder football on QR Calgary, Stamps on FM.
Yeah, Eccles, talked about him in the pregame. Older guy, 29 years old. Played a little bit in the USFL, Mark. He knew Nick Lewis, our wide receiver coach, back in 2019, but he's back there on a returner. A little hesitant that time. I thought he could have shot the gap a little bit quicker, but he's got to get his feel for the CFL game.
Jake Mayer stays at quarterback, breaking out of the huddle right for the Stampeders. Reggie Beggleton, Mark and Michelle, and Clark Barnes, 3 great veterans, except maybe for Barnes, who's in his
Calgary's
second year.
called a timeout. They're just...
Timeout. Calgary.
Okay, obviously didn't have the right people.
Didn't have the right people in. You're going to have that in preseason. You don't want to, but you're always going to. So Dave Dickinson and Nick Lewis saw something was wrong there, so they were screaming to... They called a timeout.
At the risk of jinxing everything, for a preseason game, we haven't had very many.
No, it hasn't been. It's been pretty good. It's been a clean preseason game. I mean, you and I have done a lot of preseason games, Mark, broadcasting the last 26 years together. We've had a couple preseason games where every second play was a flag thrown. It was just brutal, and I'm glad we haven't had that. We really had a pretty clean football game so far.
There's time to go, though.
Yes.
Stampeders will break the huddle again. 1st down and 10. Peters leading 7-0. Jake Mayer remains in the game at quarterback. Play fake to the line. He retreats. He flips it downfield, looking for Beggleton. Extends the arms at the 15. Can't pull it in. Incomplete. As Beggleton ran right across the field, just a stride too far. It's incomplete.
Well, Calgary's throwing a lot of those patterns where you deep drop, and they have a guy from the wide side of the field going way across the field trying to... But you got to have time trying to find that whole opening mark to the other side of the field. But you know what? You got to have a lot of time to throw that football. That time, Jake did not have it. Had a guy right in his face.
Auden Tate, the receiver, in 35 games, Cincinnati Bengals. Big target.
Yeah, 6'5", 228.
Sure is. Stampeders will be 2nd down and 10 at the 45-yard line. Tate goes right along with Barnes and Beggleton. Mayer in his count. Mayer has the ball. Back, looking right, throwing a long crossing route. Beggleton extends the arms, catch at the 40, trying to get upfield. Gets down to the 38-yard line where Rennie, the safety, ankle tackles him. But the Stampeders will be short of the 1st down. And it'll be 3rd and 3. And are they sending Rennie Paredes on?
I think they're going to send someone on there. They're going to they call this the bomber field goal unit. It's a unit that's got a bunch of linebackers that can run down and cover. And yeah, they're going to send Rennie Paredes on. And, you know, a lot of times during a regular season, you probably would have gone for that. They had a yard to go, but you want to give guys reps, and this is one time where let's get Rennie a rep.
You bet. This is from 44, right side hash marks.
Rennie Paredes, 44-yard field goal attempt.
Lines are down. It is back. He steps into the ball, kicks it. Lots of distance.
It's wide.
But it's wide to the left. The Lions are going to return. They get out to the line of scrimmage, to the goal line, out to about the 4-yard line before...
Well, not the best decision by...
Lee is brought down,
yeah, Lee, the returner. He should know better than that. You try and bring it out, you're going to get caught right away usually. So now they got the ball on the 3-yard line.
The score, the Stampeders 7, BC 0. This is Stampeder football. We're the voice of the red and white. QR Calgary, Stamps on FM. Hey, good to be back in this comfortable seat, bringing you Calgary Stampeder football from McMahon Stadium. So glad you're spending time with us. Lions 1st down from the 3-yard line.
Brukop is back. The pressure is on. He deals to the far side, and that was self-preservation, Greg. He wasn't throwing to anybody.
Well, Calgary were really bringing the heat that time. They brought the Sam linebacker, defensive back. They also brought our halfback on the same side, so they're really blitzing that first down. They did that time. Brukop just throwing that ball away.
So it's second down. Young Lee will get a talking to on the sidelines about the
what are you doing bringing
rules?
the ball out to the 3-yard line?
Yeah. Healing in the end zone, yeah, it's a point, but it's also a lot of field position as well. 7-0 Stampeders, 6:42 to play in our first half. Brukop in the gun, lines up in the end zone. Brukop to the air, dancing, waiting, has time, fires a one-hopper to Poisson on the far side. Well, incomplete, not a well-thrown
ball, and he had lots of time to throw it, so that was his fault, and he just kind of stood back there, and what he did is he didn't step into his throw and release the ball. It went a little bit late off his hand, and that's always going to cause a low throw. So this is why you give up a point. You now have the punter punting in the end zone. Calgary should have excellent field position after this.
Talk to Dave McIver in a second. He has seen all 4 seasons in the first half of this game.
Now it's beautiful and sunny out there.
Yeah. He kicks the ball away. Peyton Logan is going to backtrack and let it bounce. Picks it up on a hop at the Calgary 45. Far side, tries to escape a tackler, and then is knocked to the ground. Also, a flag is thrown on the far side, so we'll get this sorted out. So on the sidelines, Dave, we had a lightning delay to start. Now we got bright sunshine with crisp shadows of the field.
I even had to take my jacket off, Mark. It's beautiful down here now. Do want to add that Matthew Schultz is now in at quarterback for the Stampeders, and Nick Statz, who is a solid special teamer for this team, has been getting his knee worked on in the injury tent. Does seem to be jumping around. Hopefully it's not too bad.
Mark, Calgary was going to have great field position, but they're going to have it pop back. It was a great kick, not a good return, and Calgary's going to get a block from the rear.
Illegal block. Calgary number 13, 10-yard penalty, first down.
So Jackson Somberg.
Yeah, a draft pick from Regina this year.
And he shouldn't have been clipped. Exactly. So just like Calgary got great field position, I thought they were going to have good field position about midfield or even earlier. Now they're back in their own 37-yard line.
With Matthew Schultz, a veteran signed as a free agent coming over from the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Had 4 years with Montreal as well. Big, tall quarterback. Let's see how he does. Peyton Logan remains in the game as the back. Deep handoff to Logan. He finds a hole right side, spins and twists, but Rennie, the safety, up to bring him down. Tavai, the lineman, as well. So it's a pickup of maybe 2 or 3 inside.
Peyton Logan, he's not as great up the middle, great at popping it outside. That time trying to go a little off tackle. Calgary came with 2 tight ends, a little power football. Got 4 yards on that play.
Sebastian Howard, one of those tight ends, a second-year player, actually went back to school last year, drafted in 23, and big Auden Tate is in. It's second down and 7, 5:35 to play in this quarter. The second quarter of our game. Matthew Schultz looks over that defense. Michelle starts in motion to the line, far side. Back is Schultz, standing, waiting, pitching downfield. Begelton extends the arms, makes the catch, wrestled down at the 50-yard line by States McLean, and that's a Stampeder first down.
Yeah, good throw by Schultz that time. Good to see him in there, and just to give idea of how our starting quarterback Jake did. He went for 7 for 12, Mark, 98 yards, 1 TD, 0 interceptions. So I would say, yeah, good.
Yep.
A lot better than I think last preseason game.
I would say good, room for improvement, though.
Yep.
That's the way I would line it up, but the coaches will figure that out. 4:51 to play, first down and 10, Stampeders at the 50-yard line, their own 50-yard line. Schultz has Auden Tate and Clark Barnes going left. Schultz takes the ball, standing, dancing, pitching across the middle. That ball is caught, pulled in, wrestled down almost immediately, making the catch. Clark Barnes likes to get him to have his hands on the ball. 5-yard pickup before he's hit over the middle by Rene. 2nd and 5.
Yeah, Clark Barnes in his second year, great rookie year, as you said, until he got hurt. Pretty big guy, 6'1", 199, so just sitting over the middle. Schultz had lots of time, step into the pocket, bought a few seconds, decided I'm not going to go deep and just pick up a good 6 yards. Good decision.
Listening to Stampeder football on QR Calgary, Stamps on FM. 2nd and 4 at the 54-yard line. McEwen over the ball, snaps back to Schultz. He stands, throws a wide side ball to the far side. That ball is caught, almost intercepted, almost hung up too much as Rene was right on top of
flag after
target.
too, and I don't know.
We have a flag.
I don't know. That was our big guy, Aiden Tate, caught that big 6'5", got his, was that in Tate, Mark?
Yeah, it was Tate. Yeah, I'm just not sure what the call was.
Stretched his hands out, and it looked to me like the defensive back was yapping to him after.
BC, no 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Well, I don't know what BC, whatever number he was, had to yap about, but Tate caught a good football and got the first down. So sometimes these rookies, they think they got to yap and show the coach they're all excited, and it's going to hurt them if they do stuff like that.
3:54 to play in the quarter. First down and 10, Stampeders. Lions 40-yard line. 7-0 Stampeders in the first half of our game. Back on track after a bit of a delay. Stampeders with an overload right. Now Robertson adjusts edge of the formation. Give to Bellamy. He runs right, then cuts it upfield at the 40. Weaves his way 35 at the 30 and has the first down for the Calgary Stampeders. Nice bit of work by the Calgary Stampeders in that situation. Linebacker Brown helping to bring him down, but it is a first down.
Great reads by Bellamy. Sometimes it's not the best thing as a running back to just plow yourself and go into the hole and just, sometimes kind of shuffle and wait after you get through the hole and wait till your blocks develop and read your blocks. Go off this guy, go that way. Bellamy did a good job on that run, pick up 10 yards.
And the Stampeders are marching. Schultz at the controls. Jake Bear, likely his night is over. Bellamy in the backfield. Stampeders on first down. Bellamy gets the call, dances, starts, pushes up the middle, has a hole, gets down to the 20-yard line, where the Lions finally bring him down. But that's a big gain, possibly a first down as well. We'll get the official spot in just a moment to see if they have enough for the first down. Burton on the tackle. In the meantime, here we go. It's the Stampeders 7, the Lions 0, 2:49 to play in the first half. Stay tuned for the final minutes of the second quarter. You're listening to Alberta Ford Dealer Stampeder Football on QR Calgary.
For 34 years.
The Preseason Futures Challenge on CFL Game Zone. We'll see in November how we fare. Which team will win the Eastern Final? Hamilton Tigers. Ooh. I actually was thinking along the same line. Which team will win the Western Final? We're going to go with the BC Lions. Their time is the charm over there. Who's going to lead in receiving touchdowns?
All great options. I'll go with Tim White.
There's a couple options that aren't on here, whether it's Tom Rhymes or Kenny Lawler or Nick Dembski. So I'm going to take the field. Which team will win the 111th Grey Cup?
Might have to be the BC Lions.
I also picking the BC.
In BC.
In BC. That's our picks. Don't like our picks? Go make your own. Head to gamezone.cfl.ca to play preseason futures today. Don't delay. Get your picks in by June 6th for your chance at a CFL Suite experience.
$7-0 looking to add to that. Schultz is back. Quick drop. Throws a long out to the far side. Hot potato and out of the hands of Mark and Michelle on the far side.
Well, Mark should have had that one. He had a great first quarter, Mark, and that was a well-thrown football. Deep out, and he had his guy by a yard. It was throwing right there. A little bit low, maybe right around the hip area, but just stretch your hands out. He should have brought that one in.
Big Schultz from Butler. 7th year in the CFL.
He's got experience. And I think they picked him up for that big reason. If something does happen, Jake, whether he doesn't play well, whether he gets hurt, you got a guy that can step in and do it.
3rd and 5. Stampeders will go for it here. Stampeders have Michelle in the slot left. Butler outside him as Schultz goes to the air. Looks left, throws a swing pass out of the backfield. Caught by Logan at the 20, down the near sidelines, drives the legs, but then is
pushed out of bounds, short of the first down as the Lions swarm over to bring him down, and that'll be short of the first down, so the ball will turn over.
Well, good job by Schultz. Look downfield, immediately gets it right to his back in the flat, and that's a good veteran quarterback. You can't get it to your back in the flat after 15 seconds. You know, you get it to him right away to give him a little bit of space to do something. Peyton really couldn't that time, but good solid throw, I thought. Good decision by Schultz.
I got to play ahead of myself. It's now third down. 22-yard field goal straight away. Beautiful sunshine all of a sudden as Rennie Paredes steps into the ball, kicks it through. Of course, he did that 52 times successfully last year. And the Stampeders have that lead at 10-0.
Mark, I'm just looking at the stats, and BC has 0 first downs. They did get one by a penalty. Stampeders now 11. Now, I know Stampeders have played a lot of their top guys, and BC haven't, but still, if you're going in as a BC line into halftime, what do we got, 2 minutes, 10 seconds left, and if that stat continues, your coaches aren't going to be very happy with their performance in this preseason.
Stampeders now liberally substituting on defense. You'll start to hear a lot of names you haven't heard before. Lions take over at the 40-yard line. Boisson in motion to the line for the Lions. Play fake to the line. Prokop snaps it in the right flat. Caught by Berryhill.
Hit the ground.
Ground first. Yep, he started upfield, thought he could fool the opponent.
Well, and Prokop, that's the second time you've done that, Mark. If you look at the ball, and when you throw the football, if you release it late, it's always a low throw, and that's what he's doing. You release it early, it's going to be high, but he's just releasing that ball almost as it's coming down, and third time he's throwing a low ball.
Well, he's experienced, so...
Yeah, he's not like he's a rookie or anything.
He's seen this before. Lions break the huddle. Sample goes wide left. Poisson in the slot that way. Calling out signals is the quarterback, Prukop. Takes the ball, looks left, rifles it downfield. This time it is caught. Sample down the sideline, tripped up across the 50-yard line as Micah Tights upends him. It'll be a Lion first down, and that's their first offensive first down of the day.
And Tyler Richardson was right there to make the tackle. He could have tackled him before the first down. He just missed the tackle. So now BC going hurry-up offense, trying to get something. 2 minutes left in this half.
First down at the Stampeder 53-yard line for Prukop. Prukop barking out signals. One-step drop, throws downfield, going down on his knees, making the catch. Was he down? The officials say he was down.
Well, they're just going to try to Calgary coming in the blitz scan early. A good play. Just pick up some yardage on that blitz on a little stop route.
Second down, 6 yards to go for the BC Lions. 4-man Calgary front. Snap back to Prukop. He scrambles right away from the pressure to the wide side. Backside pressure. Now tucks it down 50 before he is hit by LaBrosse, the safety rookie. Knocks him down at about the 47-yard line. He closed the gap quickly for the big hit, and the Lions well short of a first down.
Yeah, excellent play by the rookie. You got a quarterback scrambling. As a safety, you're back there, and you don't know whether you want to come up and try and tackle him as he's scrambling, or, you know, if you do too early, he's going to pop something over you. He came and made an excellent tackle, making it third down at about 3. Good job.
Yep, Lions will go with 1:38 remaining. They're at the Stampeder 46-yard line. Dakota Prukop calling out signals. On third down, he goes to the air. Short drop, flips it downfield, off his feet, making the catch. Did he hang on?
No, he didn't.
Bentley Saunders says no, he dropped the ball. Poisson couldn't hang on. Turnover on down.
Yeah, good play by Bentley Saunders. Again, a little stop route. BC famous for two things, a lot of pre-snap motion and doing stop routes, and that time they did that. And good job by Bonte Saunders to just strip the ball away from the guy as he was bringing it in. So Stamps now, Mark, 126. I'm sure they're going to try and get something in the end zone.
You bet. Well, beautiful sunshine after a very ominous start to the day where we had to delay the start due to lightning. It's really nice right now. Frankly, it's the best weather of camp right now. Schultz is in the gun for the Stampeders. Schultz will take the ball. Pump, sets it downfield. That's caught off his feet. Is Eccles. He pushes ahead, gets across midfield. He is stood up and pushed back by Edie, the middle linebacker. However, the Stampeders have a first down.
Good job by Eccles. A little quick snap or a little bit, again, a stop route where you go down 5 yards. The ball's thrown right to you on a 3-step drop, and Eccles dodging a couple tackles and picking up that first down.
At the line, 54-yard line, Logan in a one-back set, but Schultz is back past passing. Scrambles right away from the pressure. Backside pressure. Turns. Throws back across the middle of the field. That ball is caught. Eccles makes the catch. Comes near side. Tackled at the 50-yard line. Gain of about 5. Rene on the tackle. Second down and about 5 Stampeders.
Oh, excellent throw by Schultz, Mark. He was rolling to the right and threw back to the left to get his guy. Only got 5 yards, but they tell you his quarterback never do that, but it was successful that time.
Schultz calling out signals. One back set, and they get play fake to Logan. Ditches it left. That ball is caught by Mark and Michelle. He escapes the tackles and gets ahead to the 40-yard line. Lions thought they had him. Davis the corner, but he squirted free, and that second effort means a first down.
Well, so far, textbook 2-minute offense right now, just chopping the ball down the field. Good job by the Stamp offense.
And Peters 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Calling out signals is Schultz. He is back, looks right, throws left. One-hand catch by Logan, starts upfield, but tackled right away at the 40-yard line.
Right, great play by the defensive. I think that's one of their...
Back at the linebacker.
He just read that screen right away and was kind of anticipating it. Good job by Beck to bring Peyton Logan down for no gain.
2nd and 9 at the 40-yard line for the Stampeders. Beggleton goes right with Middlemost. Back again is Schultz. Standing, throws, ball is tipped at the line of scrimmage and falls to the turf at the 40-yard line.
Well, I think I cursed them. I was telling them how well they were doing, marching the ball down the field, and then 2 bad plays by the Stampeders. So going to bring Rennie in. It looks like they're really trying to get Rennie's leg going again. This is going to be a deep one, Mark, about a 50-yarder.
47 right in the middle of the field. His range is 53.
Yeah,
he has a bit of a favoring breeze here.
Yeah, he does have a favoring breeze, so that should be good. So it's just a matter of being accurate.
Rene Paredes, 47-yard field goal attempt.
All right, Grace on to hold for the kick. It is down. Paredes drives it, has the range. Does he have the distance? He has both. And it's a field goal successful by Rene Paredes. 2 for 2, and the Stampeders take a 13-0 lead.
Well, I thought Schultz did a pretty good job that time, moving the ball down the field. Some excellent throws. Stampeder offensive looked good. All the wide receivers have been pretty good, and our second team quarterback came in to do a good job. But still, there's 31 seconds. We'll see what the BC Lions want to do, because they've had a terrible half of football. 13-0 by the Stampeders. Their offense got recorded right now 1 first down, so not good by the BC Lions.
All kinds of newcomers in the Stampeders secondary. Cody coming in. He's a rookie, one of the 4 down linemen. He hustles in late. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. Brukop at the controls. Brukop to pass. He is back. Deep strike over the middle. That ball is caught, and then a huge hit as Sample pulled that ball in at the Calgary 50.
Yeah, and Saunders made a hit up the middle, but that almost got the BC Lions. They still got 26 seconds left. Big 20-yard pass over the middle, almost got them into field goal range.
Really do. At the Stampeder 50-yard line. Brukop directing his players. Hens Poisson in motion to the near side. Looks over at the bench. I don't know if he wants a timeout. They got 10 on the clock. Yeah. Ball is snapped back. 3 receivers right. Back pitching, throwing downfield. Comeback route. That ball is caught. Nice grab by Berryhill. Squirts ahead to the Stampeder 35 before he's upended. And it is a first down BC. They're on the march with 46 seconds remaining.
The best 2 plays BC offensives had this entire half.
35 seconds to play in this half. Actually make that 6. I was looking at the clock. A play.
Yeah, they're going to bring the BC Lion head coach Rick Campbell sees that now. He's going to say, let's at least get something going in at this half, because it has not been, these last 3-4 plays for the BC Lions has been their best. This will be the last play, this field goal. Try and go in with something on the board.
Meyer is the place kicker. Sean White, of course, is their guy, but like many veterans, is home in Vancouver today. From the 42, into the wind. Ball is snapped, it is down, ball is kicked. It's going, and it is good. And that'll end the half on a good note for the BC Lions as Mayer finds the end zone, finds the uprights with a field goal. The scoreboard shows the Calgary Stampeders 13, the BC Lions 3. This is your second quarter, and this is your radio home for Stampeder football, QR Calgary.
When the Stamps are on the road this season...
quarter. But the good news was they converted on their opening drive. 9 plays, 72 yards, and it was a beautiful touchdown catch by Mark and Michelle.
To the wide side, Becklin starts in motion as Mayer is back. Dancing, pitching a strike across the middle from left to right. Big grab, laying it out, pulling it in. Mark and Michelle down at the 5-yard line. Big pickup, the Stampeders in the score zone. But what a great throw and a great pattern.
Well, of course, he was never touched. It was challenged by the coach. And sure enough, because he was not ruled down on the play, it was ruled a touchdown, a 35-yard touchdown for Mark and Michelle. So the Calgary Stampeders get on the board early at the 5:44 mark. But as I mentioned, the Calgary Stampeders left some points on the field in the second quarter. Tommy Stevens, a turnover on downs, in on a short yardage play. Unfortunately, miscommunication in the backfield. Why they just didn't push it up the middle, we're not sure, but it was a missed handoff, turnover on downs. The Stampeders were on the BC 5-yard line. Then Rene Paredes, Mr. Automatic, he misses his first field goal attempt, a 44-yarder wide right to end the first half. He did make a couple of field goals, a 22-yarder, and then he also made a 47-yarder. So the Calgary Stampeders did have a 13-0 lead, but then on the final play of the game, the BC Lions get on the board. Their best offensive production on that final drive is the Lions score a 42-yard field goal. So at the half, it is 13-3. Welcome to the Valentine Volvo halftime show. Valentine Volvo in the Southwest. Check them out. Volvo Cars, Royal Oak in the Northwest. Stop by and test drive a gas, a plug-in hybrid, or a pure electric vehicle. You can do that at Valentine Volvo and Volvo Cars, Royal Oak. I'm Jacques Wilson, taking a quick look at the stats story for the Calgary Stampeders. Jake Mayer played the first quarter and a half, completed 7 of 12, 98 yards. He did have the touchdown pass, but he did have a number of 2-and-outs in there as well. Matt Schultz comes in. He was the big free agent signing in the offseason to put some pressure on Jake Mayer. Matt Schultz actually had some pretty good numbers. He completed 8 of 10 for 49 yards and did engineer a couple of field goal drives. From a BC Lions perspective, there wasn't really a lot happening offensively. They did not have their first offensive first down until late, with 2 minutes remaining in the second quarter. They did have an earlier first down, but that was because of a Stampeder penalty. But it was 2-and-out, 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 2-and-out for the BC Lions. So their numbers are not very impressive. Dakota Prokop, 4 completions on 9 attempts for 56 yards. Jake Dolegala, he was not very good. He completed 1 of 7 passes. So basically, the Stampeders have the edge here at the half. Peyton Logan, 7 carries for 22 yards. Logan Bellamy, he had 6 carries for 34 yards. Top receiver for the Calgary Stampeders, well, Mark and Michelle was targeted 7 times, caught 3 for 48 yards, had the touchdown catch. Reggie Bagleton, he was targeted 5 times, and he had 3 catches. Tell you what we're going to do here on the halftime show, brought to you in part by our game day sponsor, Valentine Volvo and Volvo Cars Royal Oak. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to tell you a story about 2 Calgary high school football players who are heading to the U.S. next month to take part in a very prestigious football game.
Hey, Paul Brandt here. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm proud to call myself an Albertan. You know, after years of touring this great province in my Ford F-150, I've learned the value of driving a tough, capable, smart truck. Whether you're working for the weekend or long-hauling it like I am, there's an F-150 for every Albertan, with plenty of options to choose from, like available Pro Power on board. So if you're looking for a new truck, stop by your Alberta Ford dealer and tell them PB sent you.
45 years, Calgary. 45 years of making memories. Like hearing Dad say, "Hey, take it outside," more times than you can remember. Whether creating wow moments or creating core memories you'll take with you forever, Shane Holmes has been with you every step of the way for the last 45 years. And all the memories you've built. Shane Holmes. It's an honor building memories with you, Calgary, for the past 45 years. Visit ShaneHolmes.com.
Talk on FM. Talk that matters. Afternoons with Rob Breckenridge.
12:30 to 3 every weekday. QR Calgary.
4 games on the CFL preseason schedule today. One final in from Hamilton as the Ottawa Redblacks have beaten the Hamilton Tiger Cats 31-22. In Edmonton, the Elks are trailing the Saskatchewan Roughriders 21-16. A little later on, you've got the Toronto Argonauts playing in Montreal. And right here at McMahon Stadium, 13-3, the Calgary Stampeders lead the BC Lions. As I mentioned, next month, 2 Calgary high school football players are heading to the U.S. to take part in a very prestigious...
To Calgary for the past 45 years. Find out how Macamee College could change your life. Join us in person at our June open house, Saturday, June 8th at both our Edmonton and Calgary campuses. Meet our instructors, learn about our programs, and discover the Macamee difference. Everyone who stops by will be automatically entered to win a free iPad. Visit macameecollege.com for more info.
Guess Mark, I can give the stats right away, huh?
Macamee college.com. Macamee College, changing lives one program at a time.
The what?
Other guys pretend. On FM.
Hey, welcome back. We're live from the Billy Powers broadcast booth, brought to you by South Point Toyota at McMahon Stadium. Welcome to the third quarter. Stampeders leading 13-3, and Campbell Fair is going to kick off from the south end for the Calgary Stampeders. And he chips that one downfield. That will be returned at the 20-yard line, ahead at the 30-yard line, then knocked down at about the 34-yard line as Ravenel makes the return. And that's where the Lions will start out as Malcolm Thompson in on the tackle. Here we go at the 34-yard line. Greg, some first half stats.
Yeah, after that first half, Mark, first downs, BC a lowly 3 first downs. Stampeders had 13. Offensive play, Stamps 36, BC 21. Total offense or rushing 56 Stamps and rushing 147 Stampeders.
All right, the Lions brought 3 quarterbacks. And Bryce is playing now. He's the third of the quarterback. Albacet into the line left side. He is stood up by Hodge and some other Stampeders. Pushed back for very little gain on the play.
Well, we talked about it, Mark. Now we're going to see a lot of the rookies and second, third-year players non-starters trying to keep their position or move up and become a starter. And we'll see how they do. And I thought it was just an excellent half of football by the Stampeders. Of course, BC not bringing their best, but still, they got what they wanted out of it. Still got to have to go.
Yep. Again, those of you in the building, there is a 0-0 on the field. That is not Kobe Williams. It's Malachi Dotson, who's a halfback playing on the wide side. That's just life in the preseason. Chase Bryce is back passing. Chase Bryce sending it downfield, and no, broken up by the Stampeders right in front of the intended target, Lee. Nice play by the Stampeders.
Yeah, Bentley Saunders again. He's playing a little bit of halfback, Mark, and that rookie. He's also a returner and with the Stamps at the end of the year, but doing another good job.
Well, LeBras was over to help knock it down as well as the Stampeders send Saunders back to third down.
Get a good return. Get a knockdown, good return. That's a good 2 plays.
Yeah. Well, you don't have many chances to make plays, so do your best when you do. Ball is punted away. Saunders returns on the 20 by the far sidelines and cuts it back inside. He's at the 30. Veers left. He's trying to gain the edge. He's getting up near the 40-yard line. They string him out there. He slips, and then he's knocked down. He went coast to coast, but he carried the ball a long way. We got to say that as Toima turned him back inside, and punter came up to help on the tackle.
Well, it was a good cross the field kick, Mark, outside the numbers. Good job by Saunders to return it, and then he got a good, 15, 16, but it looks like it's coming back for a penalty.
That's no good.
Well, that's the 3rd penalty of the Stampeders.
Just underway in quarter number 3.
Really, Mark, not that many penalties. 3 by the Stampeders, 4 by the BC Lions, so 7 penalties. Combined by both teams in 1 half football, not bad for a preseason.
Here come the Stampeders out, leading the way for the Calgary Stampeders. Matthew Schultz remains in the game at quarterback. Emmons was left in the backfield. Schultz has the ball. Looks left, then pitches across the middle off his feet. Eccles makes the catch, gets to the 40-yard line, where he's tackled by the BC Lions, but has a first down.
Yeah, Eccles, of course, we talked about him a lot, being a returner in the USFL. Let's turn him into a receiver. Did a good job that time. Had to go up high and good deep slant. Good throw that time by our quarterback Schultz and across the middle, pick up first down. Good play.
It is Powerman on the tackle for the BC Lions. Stampeders huddling up. Now they break the huddle. Logan is in the backfield. Big Sebastian Howard lines up the help block. Give is to Logan inside. Burrows his way inside. Pushes and drives for yards. Sadiq on the tackle. Maybe about a 4-yard gain.
Well, Sebastian Howard, you said he's a big guy, 6'5", 226. He was supposed to lead into that hole, and he was way late. Logan got the ball before Saunders was even in the hole, so he's got to do a little bit job of getting the timing. You got to be first in that hole if you're going to lead up the hole.
Well, that's just the way it goes right now.
not run behind your running back.
No, that's right. You're the big guy to bulldoze everybody out of the way. 2nd down and 6. 12 minutes remaining, 3rd quarter. Stampeders leading 13-3. Logan crouches in the backfield. 5 receivers set for the Stampeders. Lions jump at the line of scrimmage. Flag in the air. Back is Schultz pitching deep down the near sidelines. Looking for Eccles, but it's broken up at the absolute last minute by Perriman. Nice play by the BC defender. Got his hand out. However, there is a flag at the line of scrimmage.
Well, that's what a veteran or quarterback will do. Saying, okay, I know it's a freebie.
Offside. BC number 95.
So he saw
5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Okay, Andre Prue, the referee this game, and Schultz saw that it was a offside, so he's going to go for the freebie. Why not? Even if it's intercepted, at least you're going to get the first down. You hope, but that time he went for that, and good throw, but just a great play by the defensive back of the BC Lions.
2nd down and inches for the Stampeders. Big Sebastian Howard from the AU comes in, lines up edge of the formation. Lines are down. And on the keeper, Schultz falls forward and has the first down. Our whole broadcast team is back. Mark Stephen and Greg Peterson here. Gio Kajiat and Ralph Eldridge, our engineers on site. Tony Kaiser at our 17th Avenue Castle, Southwest Calgary. Dave McIver on the sideline. Jock Wilson is our host. And we're back at our Friday night from Winnipeg. 5 o'clock pregame show, 6:30 kickoff to see the WBB. Should be fun.
Yep.
First down, Stampeders. 10 yards to go at the 52, their own 52-yard line. Eccles has come to life. He splits right, solo receiver to the far side. Now Auden Tate joins him that way. Schultz, though, will give it out of the backfield to Logan. He runs left, gets the corner, midfield at the 50, then runs out of bounds, and I think has first down yardage at the Lion 48.
Yeah, just a sweep. Typical sweep play run to the outside, and Logan's got some good up-the-field speed, so Mark... Bad job by the BC line defensive end. If you're going to come up and you got to turn him inside, even if you miss a tackle, at least you're turning him into the flow or the pursuit. But that time you had a guy take him on the inside, miss that tackle. Logan gets outside, gets a good 10 yards for the first down.
And that's for the Stampeders are Mark and Michelle as the game's only touchdown. Eccles splits left, lining up in front of the Stampeder bench. Now joined by Bellamy out of the backfield. Back is Schultz, throws across the middle. That ball is caught at the 40-yard line. Pulled in by Trey Odoms-Dukes, and he's tackled right away.
First catch of the game for Trey Odoms-Duke. Good play by Schultz. He's looking to the left, come back, knows exactly where his guy's at, and just rifled the ball over the middle. But I was more impressed with how he just turns his eyes, finds his guy right away, did it all in about 1 second, and good solid throw over the middle for good 8 yards.
7th year from Butler University. Odoms-Duke is on the field. He lines up as a blocker to the right. Now leaks away from the formation. Schultz gives out of the backfield. Emmons coming near side. He's upended at the 35, making the 33 where he is knocked down. Parham in the corner up to upend him.
B.J. Emmons, pretty big guy at 6 feet, 220 pounds, Mark. A good special teams player as well. He was with our Andre, he was Bolduc, our running back coach. Last year was Saskatchewan on another big sweep. Stampeders attacking the outside.
That carry moves the ball all the way to the Lion 32-yard line. And as they get out and over the ball...
Well, Dave Dickinson's now talking to the referee and wondering a couple things what's going on. But looks
there
like
is an injured Lion. That's the other issue.
So, yeah, we got an injured.
Someone goes down. We'll try and get the identity. It's Boileau, the first-year defensive back. He was having a really good camp, but man, oh man, that's a lot. Even if it is a preseason game, I mean, just go out there and play against these pros like Reggie Pickleton and that. Not doesn't quite work that way. So I think we'll take a timeout here. Listening to third quarter. Wait, is he getting up?
The score is Calgary 13, BC 3. This is Alberta Ford Dealer Stampeder Football on QR Calgary.
The time has arrived to elevate your journey with the exclusive Spring into Summer event at Volvo Calgary. From the compact XC40...
Stampeder football is back. Thanks for making us part of your Saturday afternoon. If you're listening online, watching on CFL Connect, we're so glad you're with us here. As the sun is really broken out, they turned the lights on when it was really dark earlier today, but they're kind of redundant right now because it's turned into a very nice afternoon. We are a little behind because of a lightning delay at the start, but now we're off and running and having a lot of fun here. Eccles splits left to the short side as Matthew Schultz leads the Stampeders from the 32-yard line. Schultz, though, on the ground to Emmons, runs right up the middle, slips, gets his balance, gets forward to about the 25-yard line. About 7 or 8 yards on the play before he's brought down.
Yeah, good job, because first contact was about a yard over the line of scrimmage, bounced off that and kept his shoulders up the field, legs pumping, and got a good 7 yards by good hard running up the middle.
Briefly with Saskatchewan last year, as you mentioned, with Andre Bolduc, who was also with Saskatchewan last year. The Peters find themselves second down, short yardage. On the gun formation is Schultz. Howard lines up edge of the formation as a blocking tight end. Play fake by Schultz. Now he rolls right to the wide side. On the move, pitching deep downfield, throwing in the end zone, and just past Trey Duke's outstretched left arm at the back of the end zone. Incomplete.
Well, that's the time I thought Schultz probably should have ran that ball. It's second and about 4. Instead, he tried to throw a deep ball where the guy was well covered. Only needed 4 yards. He probably could have easily got at least 3, probably more. But they're going to go for it. They're saying, okay, we've had enough of Rennie kicking. We want to see what guys can do.
Yeah, well, like you say, an extra rep. They don't need to figure out what Rennie Paredes is capable of, but they do want to see some of these other guys, how they respond. Dyson Middlemost, primarily a special teamer. He goes right outside him. For the Stampeders. Back again is Schultz. Pumps once, throws down the sidelines, looking for Auden Tate. He's closely covered on the play, and that ball is incomplete. Perryman was right with them, stride for stride.
That was not a good throw, not a good play, Mark. It was double covered over the top underneath, tried to shove it in there. No way that was going to be a completion, so turnover that time of the football.
Welcome back to Stampeder football. The score is the Stampeders 13, the Lions 3. 8 minutes, 8 seconds to play in the third quarter. This is the third quarter of Stampeder football, and you've got HD radio. Tune us in to 105.1 Channel 2 for high-def radio quality.
And they're off.
Tickets are on sale now for the Stampeders home opener against the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
This is your first chance to see the 2024 Stampeders team, and you don't want to miss Bo Levi Mitchell's return to McMahon. Enjoy a halftime performance by the ultra-talented Dwayne Gretzky. Plus, join other Stamps fans on the field after the game to celebrate opening night.
Calgary Stampeders football. Together, we ride.
The Calgary Stampeders home opener on June 7th is presented by Tim Hortons. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. Secure your spot today at stampeders.com/tickets. When the New electric
Helicopter traffic, your eye in the sky on your daily commute, talk and traffic on FM.
Exclusively on QR Calgary.
Quick pass by Bryce out of the backfield from the 25-yard line. Pitching downfield finds Ravenel, who moves it upfield to about the 32.
Little snap screen to the wide side, Mark. You don't want, as a receiver, though, if you can avoid it, once you make that catch, go back into all the pursuit and the flow. If you can get it and somehow get outside a little bit, you got a little bit more room. And that time, the pursuing defenders, the Stampeders, doing a good job running the football, limited that gain to 3 yards.
Make it 2nd and 7. 7:32 remaining in the quarter. Really glad to be here with you on Calgary Stampeder football. Ravenel going right. Chase Bryce is the quarterback. Calls for the ball. He is back. Steps up and down he goes. Hicks with the sack. Hicks busted through and put him on the ground. That's how a young guy makes the roster, as Hicks was able to break through and make the grab.
Yeah, good job. Clarence Hicks, rookie, 6'2", 230 pounds. Young guy, 25, from Texas, San Antonio. Yes, totally outmaneuvered. His speed is what he's got a lot of. He blew by his guy, got that sack.
So it's punt time for the BC Lions. Eccles to return. This ball is punted and end over end. Short kick. Bounces, fielded by Eccles right in front of the Stampeder bench at the 45. Finds a seam, gets up to midfield, tripped up at about the 51-yard line of the BC Lions. So the Stampeders start out on their side, BC side at midfield.
Well,
welcome back to Stampeder football on QR Calgary. After the game, be sure to get close to the team at Stamps House. Entertainment, live music, and your favorite Stampeders after every home game. You're listening to live third quarter football action on QR Calgary. Stamps on FM, the score, Calgary 13, BC 3.
Red tags and giant deal.
Joining us, the action resumes at McMahon Stadium, where the Stampeders are 1st and 10 at the Lion 51-yard line. 6:31 to play third quarter. Stampeders leading 13-3. Trey Adams-Dukes moves left across the formation. Schultz is back, snap screen to Middlemost. Catches in the left flat at the 50, at the 45. And Tyson Middlemost picks up about 7 before he is upended on the play. Pulled down by the linebacker Beckett, and it'll be 2nd and 3.
Yeah, Tyson Middlemost, good special teams player. You can always rely on him. Soundment fine, Mark, and he just does it every year. But Stamps big down coming up here. They don't want to go 2 and out. They've had 3 2 and outs, but that's not as bad as the BC Lions. They've had 7 2 and outs this game.
Eccles and Auden Tate splitting left to this short side of the field. It's Schultz, the second of the quarterbacks for the Stampeders in the game.
Back, looking to the wide side. Nobody open. Now he scrambles, tucks it down and runs. 45 at the 40, 35 at the 30, at the 25. Pushes ahead to the 20-yard line using his size. Lions gang tackle him there, but he picks up huge yardage. A big run by the Stampeders' seventh-year quarterback.
Well, that's what Schultz can do. He's got mobility. He's got a lot of good speed. Mark had his helmet popped off after he was hit down there, but he got around the corner. Nobody there. Saw it right away. Took off and ran. Like I said, he's got quite a bit more speed than any of our other quarterbacks, so he took advantage there, picked up a big 30, 40-yard gain.
Down to the 20-yard line. Stampeders want to finish this drive here with a touchdown. 5:10 remaining, and we're in the third quarter of our game at a suddenly very sunny McMahon Stadium in Calgary. Here come the Stampeders. Ouellette, a newcomer, lines up as a blocking back. Schultz gives to Emmons out of the backfield. He spins in the hole, but very little room there for him to do anything, so it's a gain of just a couple on the play.
Yeah, Evans is very quick-footed, Mark. A little shuffle to the right, but good job by the BC defensive line to limit that gain to not too much, 2-3 yards.
3-yard gain. Calgary out of the huddle. Schultz at the controls. Trey Odoms-Dukes, who played a lot of football last year, in early motion to the line, wide side. Schultz is back. Schultz pitching right down by the goal line, and pass interference has called as Tate went for the ball. That was Kent, the defensive back, who went up his back, flag on the field. So a big break for the Calgary Stampede.
Yeah, he had pretty good coverage, a little deep out. Mark, Calgary's running around outs. He kind of read it, but he was over his back, so Calgary's going to get a break and probably get a first down about the 7-yard line.
Defensive pass interference. BC number 4. The ball will be placed where the infraction occur. Automatic first down.
Schultz pretty strong, 11 of 16, but only 79 yards. So,
yeah, but he's moved the ball. He's moved the chains, as they say, Mark. Marched the ball down the field, picked up first downs, and throwing the ball pretty good. I thought Jake was a little bit sharper with his passes, but Schultz definitely has showed his mobility and speed on a couple plays.
Stampeders now goal to go at the 5-yard line. They lead 13-3. Can they punch it in here? Schultz is the quarterback. He'll give to Evans. He runs right, then backtracks, comes near side to the left at the 5, heads to the goal line, jumps into the end zone. Touchdown! Stampeders! Oh, my goodness. He did a reversal there and finds the end zone.
Well, that was just a great run, Mark. It was a sweep to the right side, but great defense by the BC Lions. They had him 5 yards in the backfield. He got out of the grasp of the defensive end. Backtrack went way the other way. Schultz kind of just got in the way of the pursuing linebackers and ran it, did a flip into the end zone at the 1-yard line. Great run.
Yeah, right. Schultz was in front of the action. And Peters trying to get the right people on for the extra point. They run on, they run off. Campbell Fair is going to kick this extra point. Ball is down, he steps into it and kicks it through. So the Stampeders extended their lead. Your Alberta Ford dealer, Stampeder Football, and your Stampeder radio station, QR Calgary. And listen, we'll be back with more in a minute and more third quarter action on Stampeder Football. This is QR Calgary, Stamps on FM.
The preseason futures challenge on CFL Game Zone. We'll see in November how we fare. Which team will win the Eastern Final? Hamilton Tigers. I actually was thinking along the same line. Which team will win the Western Final?
We're going to go with the BC Lions. Their time is the charm over there.
Who's going to lead in receiving touchdowns?
All great options. I'm going to go with Tim White.
There's a couple options that aren't on here, whether it's Tom Rhymes or Kenny Lawler or Nick Dembski. So I'm going to take the field. Which team will win the 111th Grey Cup?
Might have to be the BC Lions.
I also am picking the BC.
In BC.
In BC. That's our picks. Don't like our picks? Go make your own. Head to gamezone.cfl.ca to play preseason futures today. Don't delay. Get your picks in by June 6th for your chance at a CFL Suite experience.
The kickoff after the touchdown by B.J. Emmons. Beautiful sun-splashed afternoon at McMahon Stadium, and really glad you're with us. This is kind of shirt sleeve weather. It was rain jacket weather earlier, but some of the jerseys popping out. John Cornish walking around the stands, or a John Cornish jersey. Maybe John is too, I don't know. I just see the jersey. Alan Pitts. Anyway, Stampeder fans are back at their home, and let's check in with Dave McIver.
Yeah, Mark, I don't know much about E.J. Emmons, but the guy means business. Took the helmet off, didn't even smile, went straight to the special teams kickoff assignment. Mark Killam gave him the kickoff off.
All right. Fair is going to kick this ball off, and the Lions will return from the 5-yard line. Barry Hill at the 20, 25 at the 30. That's where the Stampeders upend him, down to knock him down. Adam Konar back. Was with Edmonton last year, back in Calgary. Actually lived in the offseason in Calgary, even when he was playing everywhere else. Had to be a lot of fun hearing all the Stampeder talk while you're playing for somebody else. But
well, it's good. Adam Konar, Micah Tetz, both UFC products, both 6'2", both 225, both around 30 years old. Both going to do well this year with the Stampeders. They're definitely shooing. They're going to help on special teams as they did on that play.
Bryce is the quarterback. First down for the BC Lions at the 33-yard line. On the ground, some inside running, but next to nothing for yardage. Stampeders put the ball carrier on the ground very quickly. Almost no gain on the play by Terrell.
Good solid defensive line play up front. Got nothing but rookies up there right now, so they're getting their chance. They're probably going to play until the rest of the game. Calgary in full control and have been this entire game. It's not over yet, but so far been a good game for the Stampeders.
BC Lions, second down and 9 yards to go. Lions have a 5-receiver set. Stampeders twist and send 4. Back is the quarterback. Bryce tucks it down. There's room. 40. Lowers the shoulder. Gets up to the 45. Ball is fumbled. Ball is loose. The Stampeders say they have it. And let's see if the officials agree.
Well, they're going to say that he
was down already
after he was down. And he's probably going to get the first down as well. So
too bad for young Platel, who picked it up, a defensive back candidate. That was close. Might challenge it. However,
well, the referees were right. He was down and fumbled the ball after. So, of course, you point the other way if you're the Stamp, but good call by the referee.
Ottawa won their preseason game over Hamilton earlier today at the 43-yard line. First down at 10 BC. Short drop by Bryce. Throws downfield. Receiver catches, moving upfield, and knocked down at the midfield marker. Gain of about 6 or 7 on the play as Lee makes the grab.
BC quarterbacks, and they did a good job last year, Mark. They really read whether you're in a zone, and they just find the hole in the zone, stop, and expect the quarterback to find it as well. And that's exactly what happened. They kind of just had 4 guys stop, and quarterback, you pick up where the hole is, rifle him the ball, get the first down. Good play by the BC Lions.
20-3 Stampeders, 1st and 10 Lions at the midfield marker. Bryce is the quarterback. Terrell in the backfield. Play fake to Terrell, dump pass underneath. Lions turn, wheeled upfield with the ball is Lee, and then he spun around, dropped. LaBrosse is there to tackle him. Also Chapman, the big tall defensive back, gain of about 7.
Well, Bryce, that's what you want to do as your quarterback. He had a guy in the flat, Mark, and he barely finished the fake handoff. Sees the guy in the flat, just dumps it to him right away. He's open. Let your running back do the work because he dumps him. He gets the ball above the line of scrimmage and picks up another 8 yards.
Second down and 2 yards to go. BC Lions driving, late minutes, late seconds of that matter for this quarter. Bryce is the quarterback, 1 back set with Terrell. Stampeders have 6 up on the line. They blitz, back is Terrell. They're setting up Bryce, pitching deep downfield, looking out of the backfield for Lee. Couldn't make the catch. Some great stride for stride coverage downfield as well by Carlins Platel. It's incomplete.
Yeah, good play by Carlins Platel, the South Carolina rookie. Was right with this guy, right with him all the way, and you kind of look back at the right time. You have to anticipate when you're going to look back. Don't interfere. Kind of get the hand out, gets good coverage down the field.
It's 3rd down now. The Lions, of course, in a preseason game. This is the time to go for it. 3rd and 2. 19 seconds to play in this quarter. Lions will scrimmage. Bryce is the quarterback at the Calgary 47-yard line. Again, Bryce will pass. Looks right, nobody open. Pulls it down, then pitches it downfield, and that is broken up. as the Stampeders, Richardson got his hand out, and I think Micah Tights got his hand in front of the intended target Lee. Regardless, that ends the quarter, and we head to the fourth quarter. The Stampeders 20, the Lions 3. In 2 minutes, we're back into fourth quarter play-by-play action. Get the Radio Player Canada app to listen to our football broadcast or tune in on your smart speaker. The roster from Utah State University, great college passer, trying to crack the lineup here. 20-3 is our score. We're just underway in the fourth quarter, and here we go from the South Point Toyota Billy Powers broadcast booth. Fourth quarter action, and Greg, you have some three-quarter stats.
Stats after three quarters. First downs, BC 5, Stamps 20. Total plays, BC 31, Stamps 50. That's a lot of plays. Rushing, BC 27, Stamps 120. Passing, BC 87, Stamps 177.
Yeah, Bonner, a stocky quarterback, but has, I'd say, great college passing stats. Should tell you, Rodine Brown is in the game at center. He started a game last year when Sean McEwen was hurt. Dave Evans out of the backfield. He veers right, but a tackler wraps him up and puts him on the ground. That was Bemi inside.
But you almost know as a defensive player that when they put a young, new quarterback in the game, they're going to kind of let him get his feet wet, and they're going to hand the ball off. So you just pin your ears back and go for it. It's almost like the BC Lions. They knew exactly what was going to happen on that play. Now we'll see if they're going to let Bonner put the ball up.
It is second down and 11. Yeah, good passing down here. Second and 11 from the 46-yard line. Brooks breaks out of the huddle right, middlemost with them this way to the near side. Four-man pressure by the Lions as Bonner is back, dancing in the pocket and sacked.
Yeah, well, you can't really fault Bonner on that. Steps into the pocket, didn't get a very deep drop, but he had pressure right away. I don't know who the offensive linemen are in there right now, but didn't do a job on that play.
Yep. Bemi, sack.
Yeah, they got to give him a little bit more protection. He couldn't even step up into the pocket. So that first play, the BC defense overpowered the offensive line, 1 yard loss. Second play, they were on Bonner right away. So we're going to have not Rennie, but
Fair. It's on to punt.
No, we're going to have Fair on.
I like this. Give these guys a chance.
Well, it's good to have a guy that can do both, too.
Campbell Fair is on to punt. Lee is the returner for the BC Lions. Snap back to Campbell Fair, gets away, a bit of a line drive kick. Lee looks up, catches across the 15, runs right, and then the Stampeders special teamers are right there to knock him down. First one down is 00 Dotson to make the play.
While the ball was in flight, holding BC number 72. From where the ball was caught, will go back 10 yards. First down.
It's kind of a line drive kick, Mark, but a deep kick had a lot of perfect spiral, so it really cut through the air. It was about a 40-50 yard kick. Good punt. You want to have more hang time than that, but just great coverage down the field. Penalty by the Lions. Big real estate turn.
Hey, when the game is done, no need to rush off. Be part of the team at Stamps House. Players, music, stamp fans, and so much more. Stamps House after every home game. I've been there repeatedly last year. Loved it. Lions on their 6-yard line. And Bryce is the quarterback. Give inside. There's no room whatsoever. Bear hugging him to the ground. Shahid Samuel on the tackle. And just no room whatsoever for the BC Lions to move the ball his way as Terrell was dragged down. I want to tell you about special teams, Greg. The Lions have a special teams snapper, Kyle Nelson. You know his dad. Played with Mark Nelson.
I know his dad very well.
I went to high school with Mark. I'll finish the story in a second here. 2nd down and 10 for the BC Lions. Pre-snap motion behind the quarterback. Rice takes the ball. Blitz on by the Stampeders. Back, throws downfield. Going down. Did he make the catch?
Nope.
They did not. It was ruled a trapped ball. As downfield, they tried to find Ravenel. Here's the deal. It's one thing to have the son of somebody you know playing in the CFL. Kyle Nelson's 37. What does that make you and me?
Well, I believe he played in the NFL for a little
long time. Yeah,
a long time. So they got him. Yeah, excellent long snapper. Mark and I were good friends. He played with me. I couldn't have had a better teammate. Just a super guy.
Yeah. Nobody I know has a 37-year-old son, do they? All right, the ball is kicked by the BC Lions on the punt away. Bounces and then bounces out of bounds. No chance at all for the Calgary Stampeders to return, as unable to catch up with the ball downfield is Brooks. We have a break as the ball bounces out of bounds and the Stampeders lead 20-3. Let's get things going with our 4th quarter play-by-play action on Valentine Volvo and Volvo Cars Royal Oak, the proud sponsors of Calgary Stampeder football on QR Calgary. Off inside, he dances, finds a seam, 50, 45, bowls his way down to the 40-yard line before he is tackled by the BC Lions. Nice play, nice room, finding the inside as Ringland brings him down to safety, but it's a 1st down.
Yeah, good solid run, Mark. He read the blocks really well, but he just shot through the hole, didn't stop his feet whatsoever. Got a good 10 yards, excellent run.
And here come the Stampeders again. Ouellette, a rookie, draft choice this year. He lines up as the tight end left. Now adjusts, moves right edge of the formation. Bonner again gives to Evans. This time he's hit, bounces off a tackle, and does not quite get back to the line of scrimmage. The Lions, Ely, the middle linebacker, up to help put him down, but the Lions saw that one coming.
Well, they saw that one. They blitzed the halfback from the weak side, and the halfback blitzed, and he was in the backfield, almost could have taken the handoff from the quarterback, but he was right there to bring the guy down right away.
A loss of 3 yards, 2nd down.
10 minutes, 40 seconds to play in our final quarter. Stampeders 2nd down, 13 yards to go. Logan Bonner, Utah State, is the quarterback. Emmons in the backfield. Auden Tate in the slot right. Again, Bonner has the ball, looking wide side, now throws back across the middle. That ball is caught in the backfield. Barker gets down 25 to the 22-yard line, where he is put on the ground. Brooks makes the catch, and it's a first down, Stampeders.
Yeah, good quick feet. Good job by Bonner. Just get the ball to the open guy 6-7 yards over the middle and let that guy just get the ball and then outrun everyone else. Just an excellent read and a good run by our wide receiver.
Ely, the middle linebacker, first contact on him. Stampeders marching first and 10 at the 24-yard line. Rodine Brown is in at center. Played a game last year. Logan returns in the backfield. Bonner has the ball. Pump, sets up, firing downfield. That ball is caught. Was he in the end zone? And did he hang on? That was Eccles. The official says it was caught, and he's down at about the 1-inch line as he dove towards the far sidelines. That was a superb grab in heavy, heavy traffic, Greg. So it is a first down, and the Stamps are on the 1-inch line.
Well, it was a great throw by Bonner, too. He threw that, and that was very touchy throw. Mark could have been easily intercepted. Stamps going hurry-up offense here.
Bonner gives Logan. He slams into the left side of the line, and I don't think made it. No, the Lions.
Oh, the Lions lined up offside, so it's going to give the Stampeders a first down. Usually you see a lot of
offside. BC number 27. The ball will remain on the 1-yard line. Still first down.
Harriman. Okay, now they're going to bring in Tommy Stevens. This is a little more certain.
Yeah, well, you know what? You always have this in preseason because in USF football, you're allowed as a defensive back to get right up and bump a guy right nose to nose so you can smell his breath, but you can't do that in the CFL, and they're just not used to being 1 yard off.
Stevens under center. Lines are down. And once again, a flag in the air.
We had two flags. One of our guys.
Illegal procedure. Calgary number 81. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Yeah, he just fired out of his stance, Mark. Now they're going to have to probably change the call. They're on the 1 yard line. Now they're on the 5, so they're going to leave Tommy Stevens in there, and I don't think he's going to be quarterback sneaking this one. And yeah, clean out our ears as the referee didn't turn off his mic, Andre.
Goal to go from the 6. Stevens is in at quarterback. Eccles and Tate flanking left. Tate is the left tackle. Demery the right tackle. Give his to Ennis. He runs right, turns the corner, lowers the shoulder in the end zone. Touchdown!
Again, that guy is quick, Mark. He does a great job of getting to the outside. He's got super speed, and you know he's impressed me this game. On all the running backs, they got a bunch of guys, but that guy stepped in as a rookie and done a really good job.
Make sure you join Jock and Greg after the game for the 5th quarter call-in show as the touchdown horse out of the trailer and gallops down the east side. The extra point try. Bear is on for the extra point. Draft choice last year by the Stampeders. Ball is down, he steps into it and kicks it through. Right. And the Stampeders add to their lead. The score, Calgary 27, BC 3. You're listening to Alberta Ford Dealers Stampeder Football on QR Calgary Stamps on FM.
The Preseason Futures Challenge on CFL Game Zone. We'll see in November how we fare. Which team will win the Eastern Final? Hamilton Tigers. Ooh, I actually was thinking along the same line. Which team will win the Western Final?
We're going to go with the BC Lions.
Third time is the charm over there. Who's going to lead in receiving touchdowns?
All great options.
I'll go with Tim White. There's a couple options that aren't on here, whether it's Tom Rhymes or Kenny Lawler or Nick Dembski. So I'm going to take the field. Which team will win the 111th Grey Cup?
Might have to be the BC Lions.
I also picking the BC.
In BC.
That's our picks. Don't like our picks? Go make your own. Head to gamezone.cfl.ca to play preseason futures today. Don't delay. Get your picks in by June 6th for your chance at a CFL Suite experience.
elsewhere in the CFL. Ottawa 31-22. Bo Levi Mitchell 10 completions for the Cats. And up north, Saskatchewan 28, Edmonton 27. That's the final. Campbell Fair ready to kick off for the Stampeders. Ball is kicked downfield. Barry Hill, little guy, runs up, catches across the 15, near sidelines at the 20, at the 30, and that's where the Stampeders stand him up. Sebastian Howard downfield, the fullback player.
The special teams cover units for the Stampeders have been excellent, Mark. Because the BC's always had good special teams, always had prolific returners, and they've done a good job at Corral and those guys and not giving them much more than 8-10 yards on returns.
Later tonight, Toronto takes on Montreal. Obviously, I don't know what happened in the Saskatchewan-Edmonton game. It's taking place simultaneously, but I can tell you the heat is really on in Edmonton to get off to a good start. The Stamps need a good start. Sure they do, but it's mandatory in Edmonton. Okay, here we go. Two receivers come to the near side as Bryce takes the ball back, looking right. He is hit in the backfield, and he dumps it off underneath. That's caught by Obese. He gets 40 to the 42-yard line, where he's knocked down by the Stampeders there.
Difference in the Stampeder defense that I've seen this. They've got lots of speed on that defense, even on the defensive line. All these guys can run to the football. You're seeing lots of good speed.
Clock runs, 7:33 remaining. We're in the fourth quarter here on a beautiful, suddenly turned into a beautiful Saturday afternoon at Big Man Stadium. Bryce is the quarterback. Bryce is back, looking right, throwing a long post corner down the field, and that ball is caught. The receiver is wrestled out of bounds, Talamatu, and it's a big first down.
Yeah, excellent throw, Mark. We had the defensive back right there on a post corner, as you said. Couldn't have covered it any better. You just kind of get underneath your defender, your wide receiver, I should say, but it was just thrown over his shoulder right in there. Couldn't do much if you're a defensive player.
Mateo Talelamuto. That's who caught the ball. And the Lions are out of the huddle. With Bryce, they're on the Stampeder 40-yard line. Receivers come in motion towards the line. Bryce, one-step drop, pitches downfield. Ball is caught. Trying to make a break for it upfield inside the 30-yard line. Tackled by Salmon. Lee is the receiver. First down BC. Down to the Stamps, 27.
Yeah, Stampeder defensive backs just playing a little bit too far off and giving that much cushion, they're going to just turn around.
Okay.
Andre Pronk, our referee, decided to keep his mic on.
Preseason for him, too.
Yeah, that's right.
BC on the march. They're at the Stampeder 27-yard line. Stamps in command, 27-3. Ball receivers come wide left. But play fake snapped into the left flat, and he overthrew the intended target. Trying to pull the ball in was Ranvel.
Yeah, you just rush that throw. You have a little fake handoff. You got a guy in the flat. You want to give him the ball right away if you're the quarterback. And you tend to rush the throw. When you do that, you flip it out there a little bit overthrown.
Ball sailed on him. Second down. BC Lions at the 26-yard line of the Calgary Stampeders. Remember, the Stampeders conclude the preseason Friday in Winnipeg. 5 o'clock pregame show. 6:30 kickoff. Then back here for the return of Bo Levi Mitchell on June the 7th. The sun breaks through, kind of a gloomy day to start, but right now, very nice day as Bryce will take the ball. Bryce back, reads the coverage, hit as he throws and got nothing. Didn't get anything away as busting through Wiley to hit him and put him on the ground. No chance at all.
Yeah, good upfield pressure by our interior defensive tackles. Good job. You just push your guys upfield and you're going to have a field goal on here. As you said, White's definitely going to be the guy for the BC Lions, but you never know who's watching, and you certainly want to do a good job.
And hey, listen, I wish no ill, but injuries happen. Let's not kid anyone. It happens. You know, they left guys like Vernon Adams, William Stanback, Javon Katoy, Suk Chung, among many, many, many others home in Vancouver. So 2 on the clock, and they get the ball back. They do. It's down. The ball is kicked, and it's through the uprights. Field goal by Meyer, the South African place kicker. So that makes the score. The Stampeders 27, the BC Lions 6, 5:09 to play in the fourth. And you're listening to fourth quarter Calgary Stampeder football action. This is Stampeder football on QR Calgary. Glad to be back with you at McMahon Stadium. The action resumes. Stampeders with the ball. They're on the 26, make that the 40-yard line. First down and 10 after that BC field goal. Bonner is the quarterback. Play fake to the line. No, it's Van Trees. He scrambles right, throws the ball downfield. Trying to find Sebastian Howard, incomplete. Yes, the fifth quarterback, so they do have everybody in. It's Kyle Van Trees from Georgia Southern, guy they had on their neg list for several years and had been trying to get up, and now's the time.
Yeah, Sebastian Howard wide open in the flat, and Kyle Van Trees just kind of overthrew him a little bit, but got a kind of feel for the young man, first time in a game, and big field and CFL game, and he just kind of didn't hit that one.
Emmons in the backfield. He has 2 touchdowns for the Stampeders. He's to the right of the quarterback. Van Trees, 4:37 remaining in the game. Van Trees to pass. Van Trees sets up, throws the long out to the near side, and did he hang on? Auden Tate did not hang on to the ball.
Saying he did, Mark, so.
Okay, the Lions said he didn't. They say he caught it, all right.
Yeah, excellent throw that time, Coach. Good job by Van Trees. That was a deep curl, and he threw that about 20 yards, had good zip on that football, so showed a good arm strength that time.
4:10 remaining. Stampeders leading 27-6. They'll scrimmage on the 52-yard line. Into a wonderful afternoon. We've got some post-game comments coming up, so stay with us. Eckel's been very strong. He splits right for the Stampeders. Van Trees looks over the defense. They come on the blitz. Give inside to Emmons. He corkscrews inside, but very little room. For he tripped up. Tavai knocks him down. He gets, what, a yard as they unpile?
Yeah, that was a read pass option, and that time Kyle Van Trees maybe should have just faked that ball, but, you know, you read it, and you got guys. At that time, the BC Lions came on the blitz. There was just no open hole whatsoever.
At the 53-yard line, that's where the Calgary Stampeders will scrimmage. Eccles and Tate going left for the Stampeders, the wide side of the field. Tate in the slot that way as Van Trees looks over that 4-man front, and as he comes up to the ball, a whistle goes.
Dave saying, get back in the huddle, get back in.
Calgary.
Stampeders called
their
the timeout.
second time out.
Well, you're going to see this in preseason, so, you know, you got a rookie quarterback in there. He's still trying to struggling with all the nuances, and mostly with the 20-second clock you have, and might not be his fault as well. You could have a wide receiver in there, not in the right position or whatever, so Dave just called a timeout and shuffling them or indicating to them, get back in the huddle, let's redo this one.
Yeah, and they get a timeout coming up at the 3-minute warning, too. A bit of a breather. Turned into a very nice afternoon, and so
really
glad
nice.
you're with us. Yeah.
No wind whatsoever. Turned into a beautiful day.
Peyton Logan in the backfield, 4 Van Trees, 5 receivers out, second down and 9 Stampeders. Just shy of midfield at the 53-yard line. Van Trees will pass. He is back. Rifles a strike downfield. Coming across the field. A great grab made moving across the field. That was pulled in by Trey Odoms Dukes, and we'll go to break, but a nice first down throw by Van Trees. All right, the Stamps 27, the Lions 6, 3 minutes remaining, and this is Stampeder football on QR Calgary, Stamps on FM. 2024 season underway. This is the preseason. 1st and 10 Stampeders at the Lions 40. Van Trees, the 5th quarterback in the game. He is back. Quick release to the near side. Caught by Eccles. Gets 30. Spins. Twists. 25. Down to about the 22-yard line. That was fantastic yards after catch. And great second effort by the newcomer trying to crack the Stampeder lineup.
Good play by Eccles. Good play by Patrice, though. He had a halfback blitz coming right in his face. I don't know if that was a predetermined call, but he threw it wide side, quick slant right. Had to throw the ball over the guy blitzing him, and he was kind of smacked right in the ribs as he threw it. So good play by the quarterback.
First down, Stampeders at the 25-yard line. Van Trees calls out signals. Peyton Logan returns. He's in the backfield with him. They fake to Logan. Back is Van Trees. He flips the ball deep downfield, looking for Tate, but that ball sails out of bounds on the near sideline.
Well, that just thrown away, Mark. Van Trees did get a real deep drop, had a guy right in his face, so just as he threw it, he kind of had to throw that one out of bounds on a post corner.
So we'll see what the Stampeders. 2nd down and 10. We'll be in the dressing room. 2:22 remaining in our 4th quarter. Stampeders led 13-3 at the half, 20-3 after 3. It's basically been all Stampeders throughout the course of the game. Eccles, wide man to the near side of the field. For the Stampeders, back is Van Trees, snap screen in the left flat. Ball is caught by Middlemost, makes one man miss, trying to bust it outside. Then they stand him up and drive him back at about the 25-yard line. We'll get the exact spot. Ringland on the tackle.
Snap screen to the wide side, Tyson Middlemost. As I said, very dependable. Can do about anything, and that time had a pretty good run, but just guys all over me. Did the right thing, and that's hold on to the football, because a lot of the BC Lions are trying to strip that ball from him, about 4 or 5 of them as he was going down.
So Campbell Fair is on. I like this, Greg, of turning the kicking over.
Yeah, well.
So the grace and,
Campbell's got a leg. The ball really snaps off with his leg really well. He's got a good, strong leg.
Snap is back, it is down. Fair steps into the kick, and it is good. And it gives the Stampeders a 32-6 lead. Yeah, well, it's, one of these days, Randy Paredes is going to retire. I don't know what day that is, but he's...
Well, I think he's now at the position, I don't think you can cut Rennie. What you have to do is, it's got to be an off-season move, Mark, after what he's done for the Stampeders. Yeah. So I don't think it's good. But Fair's got a lot of strength on that leg. He can both punt and kick. It'd be great to keep him around for another year, but you never know.
Well, that's just it, because you're right, Greg. The other teams are watching this, and they're saying, well, can we upgrade our kicking position? Is this guy, there might be an injury.
Well, even the one we had last year, what was his name?
Burnham.
The kicker from last year. We tried to keep him around for a while, and he's been snapped up.
Yep. Kieran Burnham.
Tony. Anyways, that could be what's happened. After Campbell, a good draft choice. As I said, he's got a good, strong leg. You can see when he's kicking these field goals, the ball's sailing through out of the end zone.
Lying with 2 with a returner back, Revenal. A receiver to the near side. Fair tees it up on the 35. And boots the ball downfield. Revenal. Catch inside the 20. Return at the 30. Then the Stampeders are there to bring him down. And he pushes for extra yards. Revenal on the return, getting up off the bottom is Ryan Leader, Canadian defensive lineman, special teamer.
Mark, Stampeders only have 7 linebackers in their camp, and I think the reason why, though, is they know who's going to be there, but usually have a lot of guys around to compete for special teams. But Stampeders got a lot of defensive ends and defensive linemen who can really run, like Keon Thomas, and they got a lot of big DBs that can run, and I think they're going to fill those special team spots with those guys.
Lions on the 37-yard line, their own 1st down and 10. Snap back to Bryce. He turns, throws the long out across the field. Ball is caught, and then knocked out of bounds. It's Grimes.
Long throw to the wide side. If you're coming up from the U.S., and you got that wide side throw. You don't realize how long that throw is, about a 60-yard throw.
Yep. All that distance, so to still second down and 1 yard to go. 1:35, clock running to play in the ball game. As I say, these teams will play each other 3 times in the regular season, starting June 15th in Vancouver.
Timeout, BC.
Timeout, BC.
Okay.
This is their final timeout.
Not sure what they're sorting out, but better do it now, not June 15th when you try to figure these things out.
Well, I'm sure BC fans are not going to get too depressed about this game because they haven't dominated 30-6, and the score indicates, I think, the play, but they're going to say, we haven't played any of our guys, and they're right.
One look at the roster, I think.
Well, a little different philosophy. Stamps going to prep for that first game. BC Lions doing a lot of evaluating this game.
Rice on a handoff right up the middle, bulldozing for yards, pushing ahead. Ajay Obase. And here's the first down. 1:17 remaining. And just glad to have you with us, and hope you're with us all season long. So much enjoyment being on Stampeder football broadcasts. CHQR, your home for the Stamps, is 1992. At the 51-yard line, first down and 10. Back again, he is Bryce for BC, pitching deep across the middle. In full stride, that is made. Then a huge hit knocks the receiver down.
Yeah, that was Malcolm Thomas, I believe.
Thompson, yeah.
Yeah, Thompson, that was a good solid come up from your safety position. Guy doing a dig route, that means you go about 18 yards right across the middle. And you just came up and made a good solid hit. That was a good clean hit too.
Blasted Lee, but it's a big pick up to the 40-yard line. 45 yards, 45-yard line is where the ball is. Bryce barking out signals. Bryce will take the ball. Bryce dancing, scrambling, then pitches back across the middle. Wide open. Tiliamoto, he takes the ball, catches, runs inside the 20-yard line before the Stampeders bring him down. So in the dying seconds of the game, the Lions putting together a drive, 30 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Stamps, and they don't want him to score here. They're saying they've only given up 2 field goals, and we want to keep that touchdown. So got a little excitement, I guess. Battle here, competition going on in these last 24 seconds.
Right of Allen Lee, 2 receivers, go right short side. Bryce calling out signals. Bryce will take the ball. He throws underneath. That ball is caught at the 10. And does he have the first down? Let's wait and see. Ball is pulled in by Gibbons.
Well, he didn't go out of bounds, so that's going to be a big thing because he was trying to get out of bounds. 7 seconds left. The BC Lions, the clock should start as soon as the referee blows that whistle in 7 seconds. They gotta, I think they're gonna run out of time, Mark, and not good time management. Oh, they're gonna get the play off.
Grimes with the catch. This is the final play of the game outside of a penalty. Calling out signals, the quarterback Bryce. There's a flag in the air. He has the ball stripped away from him. It's on the ground, but there is a flag.
Flags everywhere. I think one of the offensive linemen for the BC Lions popped up a little bit too fast, and we had another flag.
Legal procedure, BC, number 64, 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
So, one more try at this. Yes, this is the final play of the game outside of a penalty.
Well, it brings a little bit of competition right down to the end.
You're right. There is something to play for here. Just don't let them in the end zone, right? All right, the third BC quarterback. Bryce is in the game. Bryce takes the ball. Bryce is back, throwing towards the far sidelines. Off the fingertips and pass interference in the end zone.
I don't know
as the receiver went for the ball. Telemotu, and I think that is going to be the rookie, the first-year player, Jackson Sombach. I think they're going to flag him for the infraction.
Yeah, they are. Maybe a little bit of contact, but Mark, it's preseason. Get the game over with.
Defensive pass interference.
All this does is
Calgary number 13. The foul occurred in goal. The ball will be placed on the 1-yard line. First down.
Well, we got a real battle going on now with this final so the Stamps. You can see their defensive coaches, they don't want them to score, and BC battling to make that score.
Had about 5 plays the last 7 seconds.
Exactly, 7 seconds. We had 5 plays, but I don't know about that call. I might have just let that be a no call.
Lines are down. Bryce on the 1-yard line. He's under center. He pushes ahead, and I think the Stampeders, they did hold him out of the end zone, but again, a flag.
We're not going to get this game over with, Mark. So, yeah, it's going to be offside on the Stampeders. They lined up offside. Again, you got a bunch of U.S. guys first game.
Offside. The defensive line of Calgary. The ball will remain on the 1-yard line. One more play. First down.
Who says one more play?
Yeah, it's probably going to be 2 or 3. But you get in a game like this, and you just kind of forget the rules.
Yep,
Instincts say just get right up there in their face.
On the 1-yard line. Lines are down. Bryce, the quarterback, bobbles the snap, picks it up, pushes ahead.
Throw a flag, Mr. Referee.
And did the Stampeders hold him out?
Yeah, they did.
They did, and there's your ball game. Well, a crazy ending, but it ends in a victory. The first preseason game. The final score, the Calgary Stampeders 30, BC 6. Up next, the Valentine Volvo and Volvo Cars Royal Oak postgame show, including the Hearth and Home coaches interview. This is QR Calgary Stampeders football.